Hey, double string.
Hey
everyone.
The streams.
Don't cross the streams. Yeah, we will. We will. Damn it.
You sure?
We're doing it right now.
Oh no.
Welcome everyone to tonight's stream. D&D 5th edition, the Mad Marshes, hosted by our lovely hacks.
Hello.
Joining me are Glitterghost, of course, Nomad, myself, and Seth.
Was the cake
no
ever
Cody
really
tonight.
a lie?
Sorry, what?
Was the cake ever really a lie?
He's alive in us, in our hearts. Especially in Madeline.
It's like a Portal reference.
You know, that is such a privileged thing to say, Seth, because the cake is often alive for so many of us. That the cake has never been alive for you says so much about your lifestyle and the privileges you've been
you mean
dealt.
my ass. Okay.
Jesus.
Okay, we're looking too deeply in this philosophical question. Okay.
Oh no!
What is cake? Was it ever real, or a figment of what we believe to be real?
A collective
These are many
Mine's
questions.
virtual, but I do got a
We
whole
can't deny
bakery.
that. I mean, to be fair, we can't deny that. You can see that either from a mile away, and it could eclipse the sun.
Oh my god!
You guys are making me hungry. Stop it.
I just ate, yeah. So I'm good. I may. Oh shit. Sorry. Oh, oof. All of us are tired and or sick, I guess. Seth is both. Sick in the head and tired of life.
I'm not arguing against that.
Did you actually go to sleep?
I got my 2 hours in, yes.
2
2
hours.
hours? That was. You were
You know
going to
what?
go to bed 4 hours ago.
If you want me to fall asleep quickly, yeah, you're gonna have to knock me out. That's the only way.
Oh.
Hey, would you like a bath, or do you want to use the old-fashioned fisticuff glove?
Like.
Rockabye, Seth.
I'd say-
Don't be mad.
Yeah, I'd say turn to booze, but I don't think you have alcohol. There is a lot like heavier jokes I could say, but let's not do that on stream.
Don't worry, I'll be good for tonight.
I'll get the glove.
Okay, cool.
Jesus.
Right.
Don't-
As long as you're like energetic tonight, that's fine. Well, as I said, welcome to the Mad Marshes again. Written and directed by our lovely Hex. And unless there are other announcements to be made, I'd say let's get kicking. Let's start, get the show on the road.
Yes, sir. All right. So, where we last left off is the group had been speaking with Ekram, and Ekram had unfortunately had reservations about hiring your group, worrying that you were not capable of doing so. Of fulfilling what was he was looking for. He tested you by literally throwing a storm of crows in your direction and setting the ground rules for landing one single blow on him to end the contest. Arvad managed to make his way through the literal fluttering storm of crows and punching him once in the face, ending the encounter. In which case, he then, to congratulate you on your collective victory, he brought you to his home and he paid you 100 gold in advance, as well as giving Arvad a +1 magical sword, which he now has in his possession. The job that you were all collectively given was to find out what exactly was going on with the orcs and goblins who were operating on this side of the river near Beerzen, and in order to at least start looking into some of the information, you all split up and went in your own separate directions for the time being. Where Rezulea and Dusk went off to go meet at the local tavern at the Frauhart, where you met an interesting half-elven man who was maybe a little overtly friendly, who gave you a little bit of information about the orcs and goblins, specifically along the lines of how they're typically inactive in this particular region of Hitoxia. We also split off and had Mathilda as well as Foster speak with Yenzo, who had recently gotten a report from his scouts about some orc encampments out in the south and southeastern regions of this peninsula here. In which case, he relayed that information, considering the positive impression he's had of you so far, and he's mentioned that where the encampments were, marking it on your map. And then we also had Arvad, who, after the fight, needed a bit of a rest and meditated to himself before joining the rest of the group in the center of town, where, before deciding on an action together, Foster, accompanied by Rezulea, or maybe babysat would be a better term, all of you, the both of you made it to the general store, where a nice little woman tried their best to help out Foster find what it was they're looking for, but much to his disappointment, they did not have the materials he needed. Afterwards, the two of you did make your way outside of the establishment, and intending to kind of make your way over to the group, a call of some sort, as if words coming out of thin air, a gruff individual inquired as to where they have been. It has been hours since they last checked in. And that's where we'll pick up. So really, since Foster is, we'll call him indisposed at the moment, you're technically the only one who heard it.
Okay, so I'm hearing this voice. Is it asking me, or is it asking someone in my vicinity?
You look around, and then you see Foster also, like, attempting to look around. Clearly, the both of you heard it. And at this point, he kind of, like starts rummaging in his pockets, and he pulls out, as Madeline called it, the Rocky Talkie, and starts staring at it.
Oh, right, it's the Rocky Talkie.
Yep.
Okay.
Rocky Talkie.
The Rocky Talkie.
Boy, we sure needed Foster for this one.
Yeah, it's okay. That's why I'm also like, please help me out here. Anyways, yeah, so he's looking at the Rocky Talkie, and mind you, a few seconds pass by with no further response. But you do hear you could tell it directly comes from the magical item itself, as you could hear somebody say, "Worm, speak."
I'm trying to think quick on my feet. I don't want this person to know that this worm guy's been compromised, because then he'll come looking for who compromised him. And I want him to kind of not know that anybody is trying to deal with orcs and goblins at this point. So I sort of impulsively grab the stone and I say in a gruff voice my best impression of a goblin. Got wounded. It's gonna be a while getting back.
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
Son of a bitch.
Oh boy.
Ooh. I'd love to help you, but I don't know if it's in my vicinity.
Okay, we're gonna pick that 7, unfortunately.
Oh.
The line
Oh,
immediately
no.
goes silent. There is... I mean, it's up to you how long you wait for a response, but it's like 6 seconds pass, 12 seconds pass, 30 seconds pass. Oh, go ahead.
Perhaps
yeah.
she rolls a deception check instead.
Oh,
or
yeah.
Alternatively. might-
Ooh.
Oh, sorry. I'm still waking up as a DM.
No, you're good.
So
All right,
roll deception.
because I messed up. Yes, roll a deception check, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
That's a lot better.
Wow.
Thank you, Seth.
You're welcome.
Oh, you can't see it. Damn it. Hang on. I'm moving myself a little bit.
So, with that in mind, sorry. Thank you for the correction, Seth. I appreciate that.
No.
Sorry, still, like I said, still shaking off the cobwebs. Woke up like 30 minutes ago. Anyways, so, with that deception check, I'll say that, he says, "Who is this? You're not Worm."
If I recall, are we together at this point? Or are we still
I mean, you're in the general vicinity, and you can see that, for the sake of description, Glitter took the took the Rocky Talkie out of Foster's hand, and as inevitably, I'm sure Foster's probably trying to say something, trying to like say gimme. But you see this all kind of occurring, and even if you're not there immediately, it doesn't take more than like a few seconds to just start stepping up and move up to
But
both.
we're all, like, together, right?
Yes, everyone's technically there. You're just not in the vicinity immediately to hear this, but you could see all this occurring. Like, clearly they're excited about a random rock in their hand, but yeah.
Okay.
uh
I
hmm.
might have an idea.
I'll
Depends
approach too,
if
but
I'm. It depends if I'm receptive enough or not to, like, notice, like, oh shit.
Can you roll for a perception?
If I'm allowed to.
I mean, like I said, this isn't a silent conversation happening. This is something that's kind of, unless Glitter says otherwise, this is a conversation that's occurring relatively in front of you. Yeah.
If it's not a quiet conversation, would I, it's a gruff voice. Would this be reminiscent of someone being of an orc variety?
Yeah, you could hear the guttural intonations of orc vocabulary, and it's a safe assumption to make.
Ooh,
if
yeah, go ahead.
if
go
I
ahead.
hear that, could I ask like, I'm not gonna ask, but I shrug my shoulders, like put my hands out, like a I don't know what you're doing kind of response. Do I get anything from Glitter? Sorry,
Cover the sending stone with both my hands like I'm covering a phone call. And I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Ah! Okay, I stand up. And I go to you, and with your hand still covering, I'm like, feed me lines, okay? And I pick up, if, I make a gesture like, give it to me.
Okay, I give it to you.
Okay, and in Orcish, I say, give me that. And take it to my mouth, and I say, Worm is dead! What are your new orders?
You need a name.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think of...
Oh boy.
Bad John.
Bad John. All right. Sorry, I'm
I'm
thinking.
trying to pass
so
it off as someone in charge. Just notice their underling being like, "Oh, you took it off a worm corpse." Like, just give me that. Like, okay, we're here. What do you want?
That sounds good.
And I'm hoping the orcish will pass the deception almost.
Worm has checked in the last day. What is going on? How is the company?
I
Scat.
gesture for like a, because if this is in common or orcish.
He's actually now speaking in Orcish, so only those who
Oh.
have Orcish can understand what's being said over the
With my right hand, I
phone.
start snapping my finger and make like
Well,
a
I'm
gesture
out.
for like a pen.
Oh, I probably have one. Let me see.
I
I have a scholar's pack. Yeah, I hand you a pen. And
Yeah, like as I'm talking, I'm just like reaching for like a quill or something.
Yeah, I give you that notepad.
In very bad handwriting, because I'm using one hand. I'm trying to
God.
transcribe what's being said.
Wait.
It's like,
Can I just come up?
oh.
Can I just come up and then have you use my back as a table? Improvise surface to write on.
Sure.
Yeah.
Everyone's getting involved now. All right, so
can I remind you, this is all
So,
taking place like in the middle of the street as well.
you are all like getting strange stares, by the way, from some of the passersby, but no one's like bothering you, any of you.
Welcome to Jackass.
Oh,
I
God.
reply and say, Worm was weak. He was killed by choosing a flawed target. Things are not going as planned.
You can see the
Company
troops were
has,
scattered.
yeah, the company has scattered to the winds. Ooh. I hear someone thinking.
hmm It sounds quiet. About almost like 30 seconds pass by, and all of you start kind of looking at each other, wondering if you maybe lost a connection or if he decided he no longer wanted to speak. But he does actually pipe up and say, "Gather your survivors and who is left, wounded or not. If they wounded can't keep up, leave them by the side of the road or wherever they fall. Meet us in the forest." Or, sorry, not the forest. Sorry. Meet us on the hills. And it goes quiet.
Okay. Looking at the map here, that's not in one of the squares that we marked last time. It's more like to the, I mean, like
Go ahead.
west or south, I guess.
if he's talking hills, he's probably talking about this area here. It's the closest to the
Maybe,
hills
yeah.
on the map.
Okay. I say nothing. I just hand stone tack and examine my hastily scribbled notes. Like it's just like not like sentences, but just like lines and stuff, like words.
Kind of shove the stone back to Foster and kind of calm down from my little mini panic attack.
Yeah, I say, Foster, make sure this thing cannot hear us, okay? Okay, it was someone saying that we have to. I was pretending to be one of the orcs and goblins, reminding myself not to say greenskin anymore. and they want to meet the survivors in the mountains. So apparently we might get the drop on them. Or this is one massive ambush.
So what do you propose we do?
We
We
have
should
to
speak-
inform at least, fuck names.
Yenzo?
Yenzo. Yes, Yenzo. We have to inform Yenzo at least, that we've made contact. And, perhaps, not send them, but to have them on standby.
All right. So we have them gather some men and over, have them at a fair distance. Then maybe 3 of us can go out and scout in. If push comes to shove, we send them a signal and then go in if things get hairy.
Oh, things are bound to get hairy. Like if they see that we're not who we say we are, well, who's to say that we'll stay their blades?
Obvious. Fair enough.
Well, in positive news, it looks like you'll be getting your other sending stone soon, Foster. Pat him on the shoulder and walk past him.
I just imagine he gives you a thumbs up.
It's like, oh, goody.
Yeah, just always, I'll give a thumbs up.
I like your version of Foster.
Yeah.
Everybody, he's quiet, he's polite, he gives things, he doesn't take.
And he doesn't instigate violence on clients.
Mm-mm.
Weird. It's almost like you've had a change
likes
of character.
Children's stories. Yeah.
Maybe somebody hit him in the head. He just became a whole different person.
I mean, he did say that during his digging, he gets bonked on the head a lot.
Perhaps we should give him concussions more often.
No. Oh,
By the way, children, please don't try that at home. Don't do that.
yeah. Only ding holes with supervision.
All right.
Yeah, like at least this now sort of confirms that we need, like, as Seth said, the southernmost square, the southeast one. Well, at least that confirms is like it wouldn't be wasted time. We can move 3 squares per day, I think.
Yeah, 3
What's
squares
that?
per day. Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
We'll
I'm
cut through
open
a
to
forest, yeah.
go, and I'm fully expecting something to go down. Like there is only so much negotiating we can do with these, as a fellow raider, raiders.
All right.
So
All right then.
yeah,
That's good.
All right. So, I could have also sworn you said you were going to inform Yenzo. Do you intend to not do that anymore?
Yes.
Or
Oh,
okay.
no.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's on the docket list first, like the priority number
Okay.
1.
All right. I was just checking because no one was saying, "All right, we're gonna go see Yenzo." All right, cool. So, with that in mind,
Thank
all of
you.
you collectively start looking for what you assume to be the guardhouse around here. It doesn't take you too long because he did say he was going to be there. When you start going through the door, there do appear to be a few essentially secretaries, helpers, and some soldiers who happen to be around his guardhouse.
Workers or something.
Yeah, essentially. And you step through the threshold of the building itself, and you see just desk, filing cabinets, the whole lot what you'd expect from a guardhouse. A small one at most from here in Beerzen. You can see amongst this like chaos of paperwork and work, you see what it looks like Ienzo with glasses on, poring over what appears to be some maps that seem to be kind of placed in front of him with little toothpicks and other little flag markers just kind of like marking parts of the map. Give me a second. I'm actually going to update your guys' map because when you guys go over, you do start seeing, at least the area in your immediate vicinity kind of marked. And you guys actually have an idea of what the world looks like outside of Beer's End. So give me a second while I reveal things.
Mm.
A fascinating.
Lighting? Nope. Fog of War. There we go. Reveal areas. I was looking for it. Alright.
New territory.
Hello.
Give me a second.
This is
Gonna
Sheila.
reveal that too.
Somehow
trying to
this
reveal
music
every-
kind of reminds me of Star Wars, like old Star Wars. I don't know why.
Why you think we'll get a portal to Tatooine?
Portal to oh my god. Think I'll be a bounty hunter then.
Then you have me being either part of the Republican as a speaker or a great Jedi.
Seth can be a droid.
Okay.
Cody's no doubt gonna be a Jawa.
Ah,
Glitter. Ooh, that's a tough one.
Alright, I believe I've revealed everything that Yenza's current maps would have information of. You guys, as you guys kind of like move in and start looking over the map, interested about your immediate vicinity. Oh yeah, I mean, give me a second. Let me go ahead and adjust something for you, Seth. My bad.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let me make sure like. Where are you?
By the way, Seth, you want to know why you're a droid?
Go ahead.
You're sassy.
Oh, you mean like C-3PO?
Don't you dare make me see.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Oh, he's also British and gay.
Jesus.
Oh
So-
yeah, because apparently the United States apparently said that him and R2D2 are apparently one of their top couples in fiction.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah.
So, what was it, Seth? Would you mind doing me a small favor? Can you try to move your token right now?
Seth, you move your token.
Okay.
That's
Move
fine.
your
So it
token,
is okay.
my Seth.
It is officially assigned to you, so it is actually on your character sheet. So if you
Yes.
if I pull it over, you can move your guy. I'm gonna go ahead and
Thank
delete him off the map for now.
Go for
Yeah.
it.
So, among interesting places and locales that have been revealed to you, it's not named or anything on this map, but you can see clearly over here there appears to be something approaching the levels of a city. What appears to be some kind of like overgrown
plant.
mushroom plant is forest place. There seems to be a dwarven fortress right over here next to these
Ooh.
mountains, and then all the way across what you could assume to be the river, right here. Seems to be another section of particular interest. Everything else is kind of like guesswork at the landscape for the most part. Oh, actually, I should probably reveal the river and lake itself. Give me a second. Or at least parts of it. The parts that they
And
clearly
a
travel
bot.
through.
Sorry, go ahead. Ooh,
Oh, no,
river.
nothing.
Oh, so that's
I'm dying
so
to
that's
see
what
what's
was.
like on this map. Sorry, go ahead.
I was saying this map. I was always wondering why was the map look so isolated? I was like, oh,
Well, I mean, I was going to leave it up to you all to explore at your leisure, but, once again, up to your leisure.
got it.
And I just, you happen to be poring over a map of something already kind of marked down by this city's guard captain. These are places of interest to them. But anyways, so as you walk up, he doesn't get any. Some people almost try to get in your way, but he says, "No, let them through." And as you manage to arrive at the table itself, he says, "That was quick. I haven't seen you in 20 minutes. Is there something going on?"
Yes, well, I look at the rest to see if no one else pipes up. Well, Bienzo. Foster Sending Stone, pipe top. It's the same stone he pilfered off one of those goblins. And apparently it was one of their own. We pretended to be one of them, and they told us to collect all survivors and head for the mountains, the hills. In what we presume is the south. We figured as well. May as well go and tell you straight away.
And are you planning on heading out there, or what? I appreciate the information, mind you, but I'm assuming you're not trying to sit on this information and do nothing.
No. We hope that you would. We hope that that we could investigate the area with some help. Maybe have you and some of your men on standby if possible.
He unfortunately kind of shakes his head and he says, "As much as I would appreciate ordering that, unfortunately the mayor has requested that we only keep an eye on the roads and keep trade and the traders coming in and out to make sure that they stay safe. I don't have men to spare, unfortunately, into the area. I've only had my scouts out there to keep an eye on what is going on. I can warn you, though, they are active. They have their own patrols going in and out of these 3 camps, and he does point to the 3. Give me a second. Oh, I pull up my highlighting tool.
Yeah.
At least 3, yeah. He does say, so I may not be able to help, but I will say just, careful out there. They have patrols going in and out of those camps, keeping an eye out around the vicinity.
Well, I don't suppose we have access to a band of strong raiders ourselves, but I have every faith we can at least cause some trouble. For them, at least. Damn, I was kind of hoping we could have some of the background. We will discuss potential battle tactics amongst ourselves. An open conflict, I hope to avoid. I have a feeling that there are more of them than are of us. Coincidentally, how big are Cody's holes that he digs?
What was it? They usually are big enough for him to fit through. So, considering he's like, what was it, quote unquote, dwarven size?
Yeah, it's like a halfling.
Something. Yeah, he digs them quickly, and he makes them. He makes them quickly. That's the important thing. So I think he could. I don't know what you're planning, but he could dig like huge swaths of the landscape within like 30 seconds, probably even less, depending on what you're trying to exactly go for.
So, could he potentially, if given enough time, make like some sort of tunnel system that a grown person could walk through, like Dusk or Rezulea? Ah, fuck. Shit. Rezulea, sorry. Or Arvad. My pig will likely not be able to fit. And could he potentially make like an area collapse? I'm thinking, hey, let's play this smart.
Okay, so I just want to make sure I the DM understand what you're asking. So you're saying, can he in fact make a hole big enough for bacon? And
No. Potentially, so that I still have to confer with the rest of the party members what their fortes are. I don't think we can cast invisibility yet. I don't think we have a scout. So my idea was that if we could set up the ambushers into an ambush, where they, with their superior numbers, can tread over a flooring that might not be able to support their combined weight, that we'd have less of them to deal with. That makes sense,
That's
like
a
punji
cool
sticks
idea.
and like traps and
Or make a whole collapse.
Basically, yeah.
Just full on Viet Cong. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
I tend to
guerrilla
exploit
tactics.
everyone's forte.
I mean, it's not difficult for him to dig a hole and be to make traps like that. It's just a question of materials and time, right?
Yes, exactly. And I'm assuming he makes noise doing it.
To some
So-
degree. I mean, his drill is not
Yeah.
quiet.
Oh. Damn it. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. I wish
I-
I had. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I turned to the rest and I'm gonna ask, like, any ideas? Like, I would very much like to be able to approach that area relatively unseen. But they have their own scouts, and we already have proof that they have mounted cavalry. Like, in whatever form or shape that takes. So,
What if we
it's gonna be
divided and
difficult
conquered?
scouting it out. That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Like maybe. Wait, is Rezulea?
Yes.
How far can your pet go by on his own?
Oh, that's right!
He can fly up
You
to
can
40
see
feet.
through his senses, right?
That's
Right.
true.
Why don't we send him in the air? Have him go off and get a bird's eye view of the area, and so we know what we're dealing with. Then from there we can make an attack, or at least a sabotage.
He could
Sounds like a
be
good
our
idea.
forward, intelligence operative, let's say. Our Grimry drone.
Have Grimly
And,
turn into a raven so he can fly up
Yeah.
to 60 feet.
Yeah,
Oh, that's true! And invisible at the same time.
Hell yeah.
stealth
And you can-
bird.
Yeah, and
Well,
you
I
can look through
mean,
his senses.
I want to remind Rezulea because technically Rezulea herself would probably know this. If you change his form, he would lose the previous abilities of the other form. So if he turns
Not necessarily.
maybe
A warlock with Pact of the Chain. If that's the case, my DM is gonna dance on my grave.
Oof.
Oof indeed, yes.
because I know for a fact the imp itself is capable of thus flight and invisibility, right? Well,
Yes.
unless there's something that gives your familiar the ability to actually be invisible from your side of things. Usually when the familiar takes a new form, it takes on the abilities of the new form and then loses the old ones.
Oh, so he can be invisible as an imp, but not as a bird.
Yes, you see, there you go. There's it. I
mean,
mean,
that still
not that
works.
it matters. Hey, if
Yeah.
it stays an imp, it's not gonna be affected. But if it becomes a raven, it will certainly get that new fly speed. But then it would lose the ability for invisibility.
I mean, 40 feet is still respectable.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm not doing the the flying speed. I'm just saying what happens when you transform. What was it? A familiar from one form to the next.
I can
Alright,
accept
I
that
give-
ruling. Do
I give
not
Grimmy
tell
a
my
little
other
kiss.
DM.
He turns back into
What
an
other
imp.
DM?
Sorry,
Yeah,
Glitter.
exactly. What other DM?
Yeah.
You guys hear that? Madeline's cheating on us. She's playing with other players and other DMs.
I've been playing with them for like 6 years or something.
You had a secret romance for 6
You're
years?
Seeing other
not a
people? How
romance.
dare you?
You're in the same roleplay group, you ass.
Oh, right.
Wait,
I have
Seth,
something to tell you.
Seth, you've been in on this too?
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Sad.
How could
Look,
you?
I don't know how it started. It just when I started, I couldn't stop.
No, it'll never be the same again.
Oh my god.
I can change, okay?
His family.
I'm getting the divorce papers.
I thought I knew all of you, but apparently I didn't.
God damn it.
I just hope you have your affairs in order.
So all of you are discussing this certainly, and Ienzo is actually he pipes up and he says, "I do apologize for being unable to help out on my end. I know," and he just kind of like scratches his head, like he's thinking about saying something, but he's not sure if he should. And then he says, give me a moment. I'll be right back. You stay here." And he actually begins to kind of walk away, and he's looking like he's heading into one of the rooms. So for now, you're technically all unsupervised. I mean, other than the whirlwind of activity around you. I mean, it's not. When I say whirlwind, I should say more like the activity around you. So
He comes back and says, I don't know if this helps, but we do have this Abrams tank. Whoa!
just,
Oh.
Yes.
Guys.
I mean, at
Oh.
least you can tell. If he brings back an Abrams tank, at least you'll know why he's so confident about, not necessarily having to go out to meet them.
Yeah. Hell, I'll settle
No.
for a tiger tank.
I can just see Foster right now, just like on top of the tank, just
Happy-
being like,
yeah.
"Open fuck!"
Happy gas mask noises. Oh.
Aw.
And I'm just like,
Oh
"Oh
my
no!"
god! This is the best day ever!
And
Drive
I'm
me
like,
closer, I
"Who
want to
left?"
hit them with my drill!
And I'm like, "Who left the militant midget unsupervised with the tank?"
Don't worry, guys, I found the keys. No!
Somebody stop him! He'll kill us all!
Reverses straight into someone's house.
Oops, my bad.
Head over
Oh,
Eckenfold's
no.
house.
Just see my head on my hands, just being like, "Oh, inner peace,
Oh,
just inner
jeez.
peace."
Oh,
So-
God.
Unless you guys are going to kind of discuss in character what else you're all planning to do, I would like to say Ienzo will come back eventually, actually. So he does come back, and he does appear to be sporting something within a glass vial in his hand. It looks like a very clear liquid, almost it's like in super clear. You can practically see through the flask through the flask that he's holding, whatever liquid is. It's so transparent. He brings it over to you. I think you bring it over actually to Mathilda, and he hands it to you, and he says, "Technically, I'm not supposed to be doing this, so it'd be very nice if you just put that away immediately." But and do you put it away, or are you just gonna keep it out, Mathilda? Or
I'm going to give it to the most careful person in our group, Rezulea.
Alright, I take it and I tuck it into my investments.
all right. So immediately you just kind of pilfer it and just immediately put it away. He says, "That might help you in your attempts to approach the camp. Have one of your members drink it, and you'll be, as long as you don't do anything too hostile, you'll be invisible."
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Thank you,
That's
Enzo.
actually pretty expansive.
I mean, Mathilda, you could probably figure, hey, this guy just gave you something and then told you to hide it, like, almost immediately. Like, you could probably imagine he wasn't lying when he said he wasn't supposed to do that.
Oh,
Well,
Lordy
we won't
Lou.
say anything. Well, we won't say anything as long as he doesn't, right?
Do you say that in character? I'm just making sure if you're talking to me, the DM, or if you're talking to Enzo.
I mean, Tienzo, yeah.
Alright, he says, and he doesn't say a word. He just, winks in your direction, Arvad, and he turns back to Mathilda. "Anyways, I wish I could do more, but I'm under orders. Sorry.
We understand.
Nod.
Oh, yes, we understand. We'll talk it over, and we'll send word as soon as we leave, but we do intend to go there.
I wish you luck. To all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
In my head is like, all men must die.
Ooh, that's what shit. Speaking to Yenzo, looking up and down, all men must die. Proceeds to kill Yenzo.
No.
Oh no. I meant it more like
Then
we
I
all
just-
gotta die someday.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I heard all
Oh.
men must die. I'm like,
I
oh
was
man,
about
so
to-
really is feeling safe. I'm sure.
I was about to
No,
roll
no.
stealth and just up and vanish. And they'll be like, "Hey, what happened to Arvad?" Just see me running off the town.
Oh, okay. I thought you guys were like, oh, that's like a Game of Thrones reference.
Oh.
Like,
But I do get the reference.
like Valar Morghulis.
Such a nerd, Madeline.
Yeah, God.
Yeah.
now let me roll my dice in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, let's talk this over before we head out. We've already done our shopping. I love the idea of the imp scout because that's something that we're missing. But even if we reach one of those camps safely, we could potentially, spot a weakness in their, encampment, or like a changing of the guards, or like, if that's even a thing there. And maybe we could, because I have a feeling if we talk to them, it's not going to end well. It'll be like out in the open and like in a disadvantage, and I would rather set their tents on fire than to parlay, which I doubt will happen.
What if we got something written from? What if we got something written ordering them to hold back, or maintain a certain distance?
What? Like, from who? Like, who would they listen to?
Exactly.
Exactly.
I don't know who they would listen to.
Well, who's in charge?
We don't know.
We don't know.
We've yet to find out.
Uh,
I mean, it's a good idea,
It is.
but if this is a raiding party, all they care about is looting and killing. So,
touche.
yeah.
I say very quietly, what do we think of the idea of taking a prisoner to interrogate without being too cruel?
I could.
We could.
Well, I can always do this type of interrogation where I use my knowledge of herbs to heal his pain, and then inflict pain if he refuses to cooperate.
That's torture, Arvad.
I said I could. I didn't say I would.
I would prefer to avoid torture, especially.
So, wait, hang on.
Kind of standing in a police station right now.
You're like intrigued by the macabre, but you're against torture, and I see that, Hydrate. I will.
I see death as a beautiful sleep and a release.
Oh, okay. See, in my experience, usually normal grunts wouldn't know all that much. So have to be like a high-ranking orc and or goblin. Which might be more difficult because they typically have their house carls, or like I say house carl, it's from my culture. They're seconds.
Squire?
No, because those are like knights in training.
Mm.
Mostly their right hands, like their officers and even their seconds would be close by. Like their right.
Like a sergeant, like their sergeants.
Like, yeah, the officers and stuff.
Hmm.
Like, it won't be that easy. In fact, it might be easier if they even have a written language. We don't know. To cause havoc, divide and conquer, as like Nomad suggested, and then pilfer through whatever is left. So, good ideas all around.
Go to seek
But
for clues. I see.
we don't even have. Sorry, what?
When you mentioned pilfering, I was like, why pilfering? Oh, for looking for clues, doy.
Yeah. But we don't even have an estimate of their numbers yet. Like, if we could go to at least a camp and get, like, an estimate. Or, like, you know, you can look through your imp's senses. If you can give, like, a semi-accurate count of how many there are, quote-unquote, we could direct our plan accordingly then. I'd be all in favor of kidnapping.
I do have a question, by the way, for the rest of you. Are you guys discussing this out loud in front of the table where Yenzo is? I'm only asking because there might be something, depending on... Are you guys discussing this, is what I'm asking.
I don't think we're discussing this in front of you, Enzo, are we?
Yeah,
We're
no,
talking
when I
about
started
torch
talking
it
about...
in front of
Yeah.
everyone, I feel like
Yeah,
I'm
no,
stepping
no.
away from them.
Oh, okay. That's what I was curious about. Thank you. All right, yeah, continue. Sorry, continue. Don't worry about me.
We
I
could
guess
be outside.
we could assume we're back in like our room of ours. I guess.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so all of you collectively, I'll say, for the sake of brevity, you made your way back to the room that you've rented out for the day
We
and
should
evening
say
over.
next time, yes.
Yeah. Give me a second. I'm trying to remember the name of the place. It is not the Frauhart. It is Lazy Stock. Thank you. There you go. So yeah, you made it back to your room, and you guys are just discussing this. Continue. Well, yeah.
Well, I mean, that's my idea. Get an estimate first, and then, like, it could be, like, if it's only 12 guys or something, like, fuck it, let's just go head on.
Yeah.
Like, we can take prisoners and take names.
We fought against a small detachment.
Yes, goblins.
I think it's safe to say. I'm aware, but I assume it's safe to say that they have multiple squads of similar size
More
that they've
than
been
likely,
sending
yeah.
out. So, do you think we can take on? No offense. Do you think we could take on at least 4 of what we saw?
I
In
mean,
theory,
that's why I want, like, the estimate. Like, if we have an estimate, we could wait until nightfall, set some tents on fire, or maybe set up some area where I could potentially lead them to thin out their numbers that maybe Foster has dug holes in, like pitfalls or something.
Well, we're
Like,
burning
if we could
daylight,
end up
then.
with, like, finding a fraction of what they actually are.
yeah, so we know how to prepare.
We're burning daylight then, so should we just start heading that in the direction?
Yeah, we could do. Yeah.
I'm
Like,
on
I
board.
don't think we can get any more prepared.
Yeah.
And I guess we should start heading off then.
Sure. Yeah.
Have Grimry take a nap so he's ready for his scouting mission.
Creamery.
Grimry!
Creamery is free.
I love how everyone mutually agrees Grimry is the family pet in this.
Text. No.
So, you manage to gather your things, gather your pets, and you're making your way immediately in the direction of the southernmost camp, right? You know, this little square right over here is what
I'd say
what
so,
I'm
yeah.
I'm hearing. Right? Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. And I believe you guys said you wanted to make a stealthy enough approach, right?
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna need a stealth check from all of you. So go ahead and roll me stealth.
Ooh,
All right.
where is my stealth? Put your
16,
loving
20.
hands on the go, girl. Dusk. For fuck's sake.
Mhm.
Why are you rolling twice?
You rolled once. Did I click twice?
You came up twice.
Take the first one.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
intended to do. Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll just roll without any aid then. It'll be bad. Yeah, it's bad. At least we can't get lost.
Mhm.
I have that going for us.
So I'm going to be the one just moving in and out of things, and you just see tall woman and the kid with the giant weapon everyone making all the noise, and I'm just like, oh,
I mean, I'm on a literal giant pig.
touche.
It's hard to miss me.
Unless we, man, I don't suppose we could pull something from not Elden Ring, Elder Scrolls, where maybe the goblins would be like, huh? What was that?
Must have been the wind. With an
Yeah.
arrow stuck out of their forehead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they took one to the knee.
Yeah.
Oh, didn't mean to move that. Wait, I want to move, not that.
Uh,
There we go. I wanted to move this.
Memory.
Oh, look, there's Bacon.
Bigger.
All right. So, because unfortunately it is like about, say, 2.5 squares away. It's gonna take you a few hours to get there. Would you all pick one of you? It doesn't have to be everyone, but I do need one of you to roll me a d20, please.
I'll do.
Sure. Oh, there you go.
Okay, cool. You check something real quick.
I can find food and water for everyone. You're gonna have to drink from this bottle, Seth.
What is? Oh,
Also gonna have to eat this frog
What?
in this handful of nuts.
frog legs are delicious,
They are, yeah.
from what I understand. I haven't had them in IRL, but I've heard they taste like chicken.
Oh, they're great. Yeah. They taste like avian. Yeah.
I don't trust the French.
And
I
yet,
actually ate them in a Chinese restaurant.
oh yeah, they also eat frogs in China.
I had them in a
It's
Chinese
bad,
restaurant
actually.
too.
Shit, real good. The meat just falls off the bone. Like that's
Alright.
like the best part. You can just suck it off.
Oh, so it's like how they do herbs in smokehouses.
Kind
or
of,
the-
yeah. There's not a
they'll
lot of meat
smoke
on
the
them.
ribs. Yeah.
It is tasty.
Phrasing, by the way, Madeline. Phrasing. So,
What did I say?
you know what? You're a smart lady. You know, if you look back on the VOD, you'll see what I'm talking about. Anyways, I'll say this. So, as you're all traveling, and you managed to make it past a few copses of trees, or copses of trees, I should say. Your travel is relatively quick. You managed to walk through the roiling landscape around here as the sun starts to begin to kind of dip down towards the horizon. A few hours pass by, but thankfully there's still light out as you manage to see what you can only assume to be a campfire a few miles away. As you see plumes of smoke kind of like emanating into the air. You see about within 4 to 5 miles away what looks like a encampment of some sort. And unfortunately, to your dismay, you also see defenses of some sort or other erect around this, around the peripheries of quite a few tents set up. And there appears to be quite a bit of activity going on here. Even from this distance, you could see that quite a few of them are ranged from like rather relatively large body to small bodied individuals, and clearly they all share the same green colored skin tone. You found the Orc encampment with, like I said, relative ease, and with your stealthy approach, it doesn't seem that they are, at least as of this moment, aware of your presence. You can see the encampment that you have found in this particular area is also on top of one of the few and ending roiling hills up here. So it is actually, set up specifically to defend itself against antagonistic elements.
They're using the lay of the land to their advantage.
Spikes are clearly set in front of the encampment to prevent, easy charges from like masses of infantry. It's clearly a war camp of some sort or other because it's clearly built with that in mind.
Yeah, they must have had some time to like prepare all this.
And some good leadership.
Yeah.
Someone was expecting that an attack would come in. So if they fortified the place, they know someone is eventually going to catch on to them.
Good thing
So
we
we're
have
probably
a
dealing with
little
someone who's
underminer.
Yeah.
Literally. Ah. God, is Cody were here, he'd be like, yeah! There's a job for me!
Oh.
Oh.
So, like I said, you're still several miles out, and they still look like kind of like pinpricks from where you and your party are at. The question is now that you've seen this camp in particular, what do you intend to do?
So what do we know? We know that the place is heavily fortified right from the outside, so direct approach is probably going to be too much of a risk.
Oh, definitely, yeah. But did we have sort of a head count? Because Grimway can fly over and potentially at least, like a rough estimate.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's just like how many tents are there, or how many guards are there? Do we see any active patrols or changing of the guards? Do we see like are there camp personnel there, or is it just all warriors? Like what kind of...
I will say this, from what you can see, at least from above, from relatively level, you can see what appears to be several different, anywhere from like 5 to 8 like tents, with one major one kind of like dominating the tippity top of the hill itself, layered in some kind of green coloration of cloth. There do appear to be guards out and about, hanging around the easy parts of the entrance to the hill itself. And like I said, there's campfires, there's activity going on. Your best guesstimate for you and the rest of the party, this might be anywhere from 20 to 30 individuals, not necessarily actively all here, but it is clearly a place meant to, house a certain amount of, individuals, like I said, and it seems 20-30 might be the best guesstimate.
20-30.
Rezulea. Are they orcs or are they goblins?
What say you, DM?
I mean, like I said, they range from different sizes. I was trying to explain that they do appear to be a mixture of goblins and orcs.
Okay.
Do you see
both
any
and every-
like wolves or pigs or horses?
Yeah.
look around for those.
So with through the eyes of Grimring, because I'm assuming that's what we sent out and over the encampment. You do see closer towards the not necessarily on the top of the hill itself, but probably a little bit below that. There seems to be a mixture of both warthogs as well as good old fashioned horses that seem to be kind of, lazing about just below the top of the hill.
Oh.
You even see a goat.
Shit.
There does seem to be some livestock below the hill.
They might be used for cavalry. We've seen
Anything-
it before.
Is there anything else we should be concerned about? Any artillery?
No. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Anything that we could also use as a distraction, perhaps?
Oh, like a provisions tent where they don't sleep in, but might be flammable.
Exactly.
I mean, these are all tents. They're all flammable, technically. Let's see. There does appear to be a larger tent, set up relatively close enough to the animals, right next to the center or the bottom of it of the hill here itself. So you imagine if anything, that might be where the provisions are. But without going in and looking inside yourselves, you guys aren't sure.
All right. Well, they've clearly opened hostilities against us, so we should treat the situation as just like an active combat zone.
So retaliation. The name of the game.
Basically. If this wasn't the case, they can take it up with anyone else. We're just adventurers.
So all in favor.
What would
so
you guys
all
be
in favor
cool
of.
with? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So all in favor of no holds bar, scorched earth. Say aye.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Are we going to tunnel at any point?
I would love to use the tunneling. If
Yeah,
only to
you know,
collapse a section of the walls or something. Or
Yeah,
the palisade.
yeah, we could do that. We could do that. Create structural, create a weakness in the structural integrity of the ground. Collapse some of the main structures, or even some of the participants in there, and then fight who's left.
For the record, by the way, there are no palisades or walls, just spikes stuck in the ground. This is the most that they put. Yeah, stakes placed in the ground to prevent easy ingress. But no walls.
I get you.
Yeah.
I hold one
Seth,
hand.
what is your class?
Barbarian. I hold
You're
one
barbarian,
hand above,
okay.
above my eye, like a, not a periscope, telescope. And could I see any guards or sentries on duty?
Yeah, I mean, you don't necessarily see them in great detail, but you can clearly see that there are some guards of some sort standing relatively close enough to the stakes already placed in the ground. You could assume eyeing out into the countryside for any approaching threats or anything. But yeah, there are guards on duty.
Can I have a proposal? Can I?
Go for it.
Since how many guards are there exactly? Just curious.
As of this moment, it looks like to be about anywhere from 6 to 8.
6 to 8.
That's
I
relatively
roll for-
doable.
Can I roll for stealth?
68? Oh no.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
you certainly. I will call for a new stealth check as you guys are if you guys try to approach closer to this establishment yourselves, by the way. So just keep that in mind. So Arvad,
Yeah.
you said you wanted to approach the encampment.
Yeah, but I
Okay.
want to roll for. Yeah, I want to roll for stealth.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me a stealth check because you are approaching.
2 blank. Oh. Oh, 5.
Ah,
So,
Well.
so anyways, with that 5, you do manage to approach to within, I would say, 200 feet of the encampment. You are still approaching. Unfortunately, a lot of the, I would say, the brush and scrubs have been kind of uprooted, and it looks like have been kind of like chopped down for one reason or other. In front of this encampment, so there wasn't a lot of cover, unfortunately, for you to use before somebody does spot you and yells, "Hey, you!" And then you could see an immediate kind of like arrow just kind of like thunk in your direction, in front of you, either poorly aimed or poorly shot. You're not sure, but clearly you're spotted at the moment. What are you gonna do?
You didn't
I have
think
an
to
idea.
take the invisibility potion, did you?
I thought that was for her. I thought that was just for her.
No, she's just holding on to it.
Ah.
I thought we were gonna make
I'm-
Seth
Oh,
pick it.
now.
I'm laying prone on the ground, watching him do this, and I say, "I think things are going great."
Like, I slide my glaive under my right leg that it hooks into like the saddle of bacon, and I start drawing my bow, my long bow. Yeah,
Alright.
great. Yeah.
All right, I'm just here, just being like, don't shoot! I am just a traveling monk. I just seem to have made a wrong turn at Albuquerque.
Albuquerque. Oh, so lucky.
Do you
And I
actually say that?
Yes, I will simply turn around. I am simply going to turn around if you give me a word that you will not shoot me and go in the opposite direction peacefully.
Another
You're
arrow
lying,
goes
you're gonna shoot
sailing.
anyways. Yeah.
You managed to get through, like, I would say half of what you were saying there before another arrow just kind of goes sailing over your head, nowhere near. And then you can hear, after that second arrow getting shot, as, what was it? The goblin who was keeping an eye out pulls up one of his little bugle horns and, just puts it to his lips and blows. You might need to leave, Arvad, unless you intended to, like, make a stand here.
All right. Okay. I'm going to use one of the most ancient and secret techniques that was taught to me in the monastery. It's called "Run like hell, opposite direction." It just bolts out of there immediately.
Alright, cool. So you immediately just begin to kind of run away. It doesn't look like there's an immediate pursuit. You managed to get about, I would say, 100, 200 feet away. It does look like some kind of... There's activity now. And you could hear from those who are further away, like 2 or 3 miles away, watching all this kind of like occur. There's clearly agitated activity now from the camp itself. And you could see what, from at least your vantage point where all of you are at, the rest of you see what seems to be a small group of individuals that seem to be kind of like gathering their creatures and seem to from the center of the encampment itself and are now riding to go and chase down Arvad. Arvad. You can, if you want, you could try to lose them in some way, shape, or form, but you do see behind you at this point what... Well, actually, you're a monk, right? What's your walk speed?
Let's see. Walk speed is 40. So speed is 40. So my speed is 40. So
Hmm.
how
So-
wait? How far? How far is the closest body of water?
It's pretty far away. There's no real
Like the
bodies of water
coast?
over here.
Yes.
The coast.
There is no bodies of water anywhere nearby, unfortunately.
It's a plain, isn't it? Like a hill/plain area.
Yeah, it's a plainsy hills area. Like you might have seen a lake like a few miles back, but that's
See,
miles.
I was
man.
hoping Foster
I-
had already dug like potential pitfalls at this point.
We're in a dugout trench type foxhole.
I
Sorry.
believe so. Knowing Foster.
Oh. Yeah. Could I poke Rezulea? And I say, could I see that can I see the bottle, please?
I'd carefully hand it to him.
Is it a big flask?
Not terribly so. It's big enough to fit in your hand, so to speak. It's a rounded flask. It could clearly fit in your palm.
Theoretically, could a African swallow carry this?
Son of a bitch.
If you know what I mean.
Leaving her unlaid.
Oh boy.
Memory.
Do me a favor and just take real quick a 4 psychic damage as you make that joke.
Lord.
No, I'm joking. No, I'm joking.
Oh,
I'm joking. But to answer your question seriously, because I'm trying to be a good DM. You could wrap it around the swallow, but it would certainly struggle after a few hours because glass flasks are heavy when they have liquid inside them.
Hmm.
What if he turns into a peregrine falcon?
I think the peregrine falcon will be okay.
We only need it to get to him. And I point to our running compatriot.
Oh,
Uh,
that's
How
clever.
far is Arvad away from us?
Still, oh my god. I'm trying to think of the equivalent in metrics.
Say it in wait. Say how
Say it in
how far
squares.
away I am from am in either squares or freedom units.
I would
freedom
say
units, yeah.
in freedom units, you are technically 2 to 2.5 miles away from the rest of the group. Arvad?
Okay, what is a
Bro.
mile?
About 3.2 kilometers.
No, in feet.
Oh, in
Thousands of feet.
Oh, right.
1,000
2
feet.
miles. Yeah.
Wait, a mile is 2 miles?
Wait, 2 miles.
What?
Wait, you said 2 miles, right?
Yes.
And you said also,
Okay.
and then
Oh,
so also 2 miles in feet is about I'm about
1,280
10,000.
feet per mile?
No, it's. Go ahead. I wait. Give me a second because I'm pretty sure it's like 5,000 feet.
Canucks,
Give me a
what?
second.
This is the-
Is it really
this
that
is-
much?
This is the Feywild. Distance is relative.
Yeah, because 5,280 feet per mile.
Oh God. Okay,
Yeah, you guys
that's
are
a
far.
long way.
Yeah, remember I was mentioning that you guys were able to see, and this is like watching pinpricks of activity. You guys are like the equivalent of watching an ant farm at this point, for perspective's sake. Arvad decided to
Good
go
Lord,
in.
Okay.
Why?
And next time I'm not gonna just let you leave.
Ne-
Don't
Remind
question me.
next-
Okay. I won't.
See, I thought with my propensity and stealth, I probably would have the advantage. But in this case, I clearly underestimated our adversaries.
So,
So I was taking a tactical retreat, obviously.
I'm going
So-
to try and haul ass to you on bacon.
As she,
If
I guess,
anything-
as she
yep.
runs out, I say, and I pass the flask back to Rezulea.
Yeah, no. Put it in the saddlebags.
All right,
So-
I'm
It's
in
only
the
good for one
saddlebags.
person.
Yes, and one person is running away right now.
Yeah, I can. Okay. I tried haul
Oh.
ass. I yell, Foster, dig holes. Zerulia, take cover. And
Take cover.
Dusk, stay alive and get really angry.
This is clearly going to
And
go
then you have
well.
me just running from my life, screaming like this.
Cut out.
That was
Cut
a
out.
goofy laugh.
The mic
Cut
is
out.
cut off.
It's because if he wanted to leave it to us to imagine, okay, guys, come on, this is D&D. Use your imagination for God's sake.
The
Is
will
that like
doing-
Goofy falling?
Yes, or if I want to be really shocked, I have to emphasize how scared I am, because clearly I'm running for my life.
Nice.
Better.
Tom and
Classic.
Jerry.
Yes.
Okay, so the idea I'm proposing is I haul ass.
Mhm.
I give Arvad the bottle and potentially even get him on bacon. We'll be slower, but we'll try and get back to you guys while also keeping the cavalry in tow. Divide and conquer. Like, if we could deal with the cavalry first, then that's a troop out of that whole block that it's gone.
Unfortunately, my intelligence isn't high enough to argue against you. But do it. Sounds great.
I mean,
Are
in
you
this
saying-
situation, what is your suggestion?
Yes, please. I'm running for my life.
Uh, out of character, I did suggest that we send the bottle to him and make him invisible so he disappears.
Yeah,
no one
but
needs
how?
Grimry.
to Grimry.
Grimry's flying over the camp.
Yeah, you can call him back. I don't assume
Wait,
they're gonna
no!
chase him
Oh, wait,
down.
wait! You're right!
That's why I said it was clever.
Zerulia can just, like, dismiss him as an action and call him back within 30 feet.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, but isn't he like thousands of feet away?
He
Not
is
if you snap
thousands
your
of feet away,
fingers.
yeah.
Not if
And
what?
not if you snap your fingers, because essentially that's what it is when you're if you dismiss your
Oh, I
creature,
thought you meant
it doesn't.
Arvad. Okay.
Yeah, no. Arvad is several thousand feet away. Yes, Arvad is pretty much the equivalent of just like not within your vicinity. But as long as I believe it says when you dismiss your creature, it doesn't have a specific how close you have to be to do it.
No,
you could just
as
do
long
it.
as it's on
and
the same plane.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
So you just dismiss him, and then you immediately say, hey, appear again, and he'll appear immediately right next to you. That's the beauty about the things. You could
Within
literally
30
just
feet.
kind of, yeah.
You can do it
And-
behind magic barriers, behind doors, like just anything.
Yeah, and my point being is as opposed to waiting for this creature to return, you just do that, and it's like an instant teleport. And then you send him back out. I mean, you'll have to send him out the old-fashioned way, and it'll take time for Grimry to make it to Arvad. But essentially, you won't have to worry about Grimry making their way back, by foot, because, like I said, all you have to do is just dismiss it and then make it reappear.
Gotcha. Okay. So go ahead and give the vial to Grimray, and I say, okay, now do not drop this. You be a good little imp. You take this to Arvad. And I send him on his way.
Oh, Creamery.
Grimry. So, Mathilda, are you still charging down to meet the attackers, or are you
Honestly,
gonna...
guys, I would rather they chase me. Because I can keep up with them and still lead them to us. Arvad
Yes,
can't.
but we haven't got the thing is, we haven't set up any kind of ambush trap area.
Time
No
I'm back.
cavern. There is
Yeah,
no
Yeah,
way
but
we're
the
gonna
time
send
I'm
that-
back, like
How,
Cody
sorry,
level
how
up
many
dug like several halls.
how many outriders are currently running towards us?
Oh, okay,
Yes.
cool. You see, that's actually what I was gonna say after you guys kind of got done some more talking. Arvad,
Mhm.
speaking of which, you're traveling another 200 feet. You could barely see the camp behind you because unfortunately just how the hill kind of covers it up, but you do see what appears to be I would say 300 feet to your left, what appears to be outriders of some sort. It seems to be a small group of 3 to 4 individuals, one goblin on a warthog, and then 3 orcs on regular horses, and they do appear to have on the side saddle of some of these creatures what appears to be spears, and they do appear to be charging as quickly as they can in your direction. It'll take a few minutes, but they will probably be on top of you relatively soon.
So basically, this is what's happening.
Yeah.
On a scale from 1 to 10, my friend, you're fucked.
I mean, look, man, you're an accomplished fighter.
Yes, but that doesn't mean I gotta fight everybody.
That is true,
You
but
did go alone.
I will say this. You're an adventurer who's very good at, making sure you punch things out. Either they underestimated who you might be or don't know about the rest of your party. But there's only, as from what you're, from your running and your current count, it appears to be only 4 individuals. It seems the rest of the campus stayed put.
Okay, then.
Yeah,
so,
actually, if you sure you can someone off their horse. You can take the horse, I guess.
yeah, you said it was warthogs, yes? One is a warthog. What are the orcs?
No,
or
one
giant?
more. Yeah.
Yeah, 1 warthog with a goblin rider, and then the 3 other orcs on regular horses.
Okay, then. So, what if I unnamed strike the ground hard enough to disrupt them off the horses?
I mean, they'd have to be pretty close for you to do that, like within probably 10 to 15 feet. But I'd say you certainly could try that if you want.
Yeah,
Do that?
I'm just. In theory, yes, but in execution, that's another thing.
Yeah, because like I said, they have to be really close for you to try this. Because I mean, it's just up to you if you think it's worth it. But you are being chased. You are running. This is all occurring kind of cinematically at the same time. So I would say probably they might catch up to you in 5 minutes-ish, because you are also, once again, a monk. Dashing, you're almost traveling at their speed, you're just a teensy bit slower.
Okay, so I just come to a certain point and just stop and then wait and be like, get ready in the fighting stance and just is prepared to do the unarmed strike to the ground. Okay, and I'm just like, okay, been a while since I've done this. This could either work or I could end up getting beaten to a pulp. Let's see what happens.
Okay. So while this is going, and after probably after 2 or 3 minutes of you running, you decide to kind of noticing that they'll probably catch up eventually. You immediately kind of dig your feet in, and looking back at the charging riders, you look at them, they look at you, and they are now definitely catching up because you're no longer in motion. The rest of the party, what are you guys gonna do? I know Grimry's on her way as of this moment, and she is right now it's gonna take her another minute to probably a minute or two to actually get to Arvad. Oh, go ahead. Yeah, sorry. There's a lot of things going on at the same time.
Grimmy uses any pronouns.
Oh, okay.
All pronouns for Grimmy.
You have a very unusual familiar.
He'll take your pronoun.
Oh, and your soul.
Yeah. Yum yum yum.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so which one is closer, the familiar or the adversaries?
Well, technically, you don't see anything coming in your direction at all, Nomad.
Okay, so I'm basically just gonna have to wait out to see what comes first.
Wait, actually, sorry, I lied. You do see something coming in your direction. You see what appears to be at least several feet up in the air as you kind of open your eyes up to the environment immediately in your vicinity. You can see about several hundred feet away, strangely enough, a bottle that seems to be flying in your general direction.
Yeah. And I'm just like, wait a minute. Is that... Wait, it is Grimry.
I mean,
It's helping.
you can make the assumption, yes, but you don't see Grimry. You just see, and you can probably put 2 and 2 together. You just see a bottle potion coming in your direction, so you immediately to be floating and coming towards you. All right, so Arvad, first things first. You have 3 spears being chucked in your direction.
Oh God.
Uh-oh. Oh, do you have like air catch you or something?
Yes, I have. I have missile deflect. I have missile deflect.
Oh, sweet.
Okay, give me a second while I consult their what was it? Their character sheets real quick.
This could be epic, Nomad.
Cue the dramatic martial arts music.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna start technically combat music, but you're not in that much danger. I'm not gonna lie.
Cue the
It's just a
Kill
question
Bill
of
soundtrack.
Right. Just have one midget and his cronies chucking pointy sticks at me. Nothing to be concerned about.
Mhm.
I mean,
In
I'd
fact-
help, but I'm way too far away. I am gonna reprimand your ass when you get back.
I'll take it.
Okay, so the only ones you have to be concerned about when it comes to spears being thrown in your direction, the first one just kind of completely goes sailing completely off and veering off into the grass. The other 2, you have a 21 to hit. Does that hit or no?
Let's find out.
Oh no.
Okay. On where is it? Deflect missile deflect at level 3. At level 3, you can react. At level 3, you can use your reaction to deflect or catch missiles if you're hit by a ranged weapon. When you do so, the damage you take is reduced by the IDO of your dexterity.
Gotcha. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and roll damage, and then you could go ahead and roll what you need to essentially reduce the damage.
Okay, so roll for dexterity.
Yeah, I'm
God!
no, ignore the attack roll. So 5 damage.
Oh.
All right.
But go ahead and
Dexterity.
Ooh, 22.
wait. So if I remember correctly, we'll read it again to me. The deflect missile.
All right. So it says. Oh wait, I made a mistake. When you do so, the damage you take from the attack is reduced by our IDO from your dexterity modifier plus your monk level.
So your monk level is 3 plus I believe you have to roll something, but go ahead and pull it up. You know what? I'll look it up actually. Monk.
Well, this is the end.
I offer my trail mix to the other 2 in the foxhole.
Watching all this.
Is that the trail mix
sure,
that Coco did?
It's a new trail mix.
Roll a d10, please.
Right. Well, if I don't make it, I will say it was an honor traveling with you.
Actually, even if you roll a 1 on the d10, you should actually be able to deflect all of that damage. Actually, because you're level 3, right?
Yes.
And unless your dexterity mod is like 0, there's no way you don't. Yeah, so you can in fact catch this missile if you want.
All right. So dexterity mod 1, dexterity 1 mod is 2. Well, so roll for dexterity.
2, 3, 5. Yeah, that's already the minimum. You don't even have to roll technically. So this javelin, one of the few that were actually going to hit you, and we'll say in the arm, you immediately just kind of catch it in the air before it could impact into you. And if you want, from what I remember from deflect missiles, you could spend a key point to essentially launch it back.
Yeah. Yes. I want. Yes, actually. So.
Okay.
So key point. So yeah. So you can actually make this part of your as just as it's called. You can make it part of your action. With your proficiency, regardless of your weapon, the missile counts as a monk attack for the weapon. Okay. So just roll. So wait. Since I'm able to catch it and redirect that.
Mm-hmm.
It's 325 rosemary plate.
So is it just? So would that be? I cannot think today. What's wrong with me?
Number 9.
I'm fighting for my life and panicking.
You'll be fine.
Uh,
You've caught the weapon. The question
Yeah.
is, do you want to send it back?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a D. I believe it's just going to be a ranged attack, right? You get at least one hand free. If you catch a missile in this way, you can spend a key point to make a ranged attack with a range of 20 to 60 using the weapon piece of ammunition you just caught. As part of the same reaction. So go ahead and just make me a ranged attack, add your proficiency modifier. So go ahead and roll a D20.
All right. What's the command for this? Oh, here we go.
Alright, 5.
Yeah.
You do proceed to toss it away, but unfortunately, because of the momentum it was carrying, and you trying to avoid this the first missile, unfortunately, it just kind of goes wide and goes sailing back in their direction. And let's see, and there's one more missile attack, which I'm not sure if that hits your AC, but so your weapon attack, you send it back, but unfortunately, it doesn't land, and you did use a key point for it. So. And then there's the second attack, but I am curious, what's your AC?
AC.
Yeah.
Oh, armor class.
Class.
Armor class 11.
Armor class.
Wait, your armor
11?
class is 11.
What?
Wait. You said
That's
AC.
not right.
Yes,
Yeah.
your AC. Yours.
It should be
Yeah,
10
let me-
at the very least. And then your,
Well,
I guess, dex modifier and your wisdom?
Wisdom. Yeah, wisdom and
Yeah,
dex.
wisdom.
Yeah, what are your modifiers for both wisdom and dex?
All right. Dexterity. Modifier for dexterity is 3. Wisdom is 1.
So that's 4. So your AC should be 14.
Oh, okay.
And don't monks get start at 13 AC or something? I don't know. I'll have to.
Yeah, wisdom. Yeah, wisdom is 13 technically.
Yeah, wisdom. The way AC works for monks is essentially it's their dex mod plus their wisdom mod put together, and then plus 10. That's pretty much what it is.
Alright.
Yeah, but look.
So unfortunately, the second one does unfortunately hit. So I'm just gonna ignore the roll, but I'm gonna just roll the damage for it. Shit. So sorry, but
Oh, no.
the second one does take 8 piercing damage as it does impact against your the meat of your thigh, and you do just pull it out before the enemies start kind of coming up with spears once again chucked in their arms and hands, and they begin to try to ride you
Alright.
down. So you said you were gonna try to do
Ace Ventura.
Yes.
Oh, it's in the bone. It's in the bone.
Okay,
So-
Oh, no.
I'm going to use an unarmed strike onto the ground and see if I can have their horses startling and flying.
So are you trying to impact the ground to what exactly? So what exactly is it? I just want to make sure I understand.
Okay, so as they're about to come in, I punch the ground hard enough to scare up. Like, you know how when horses are startled and they just go on their hind legs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to do enough damage to scare the horses, like create an impact crater in the ground to scare the horses. Maybe have the orcs fall off their steeds and the goblin fall off the warthog. Since my leg is crippled, technically.
I mean,
Oh.
for all intents and purposes, you're fine. It's you took damage. That's all I was trying to
That
narrate.
adrenaline is
Mhm.
pumping through you at this moment in time. You don't feel shit.
Hey,
Yes, tis but a flesh wound.
Okay, so for this, I'll say, go ahead and roll me an intimidate check.
Okay.
Oh, God, you're like a character from Baki.
Yes.
I stopped the bleeding
Um,
by like tensing up my muscle.
Yes.
It's like, oh.
Just pull a Dopo Orochi or Yujiro Hanma. Just
Yeah.
You
use the
just
aura to scare people.
you just yell at the top of your lungs before you just kind of punch the ground. It's like "Ah! Ah! Ah!" and you yell at the top of your lungs, like I said, impacting and just doing your best to spook these horses. They're not these horses, these animals that they're riding into battle are not war horses. So the orcs and the goblin that are riding in pursuit are unimpressed, but the horses and the creatures that they were riding are, like I said, they're not built for
Makes
war.
sense,
So
yeah.
they do rear up, and let me go ahead and just check a real. I'm thinking what kind of role this would be for everybody to hold on to their horses. I think it would be probably either. I think it'd be acrobatics. I would call it acrobatics
Would you
because
say
they're trying
they
to maintain
tried
balance.
to hold their horses?
Oh my god.
Hold on.
Ah.
Let me get that for you.
Dun-dun-dun.
Jesus. All right, I'm gonna roll a 4 real quick of acrobatics checks. Let me just make sure the goblin doesn't have anything specific for this. Probably not, but gotta check.
The little bastard better not have it. I'm gonna be pissed.
Okay, that's what you guys have. Got it. All right. So
Free to piggies.
Yes, free the poor warthog that has to be ridden by this a little bastard.
Yeah. Someone roll a crit.
Let's see. That's 3 orcs, 1 goblin. Cool. So the goblin manages to maintain his balance, just hanging on to the scruff of this creature's hair as he's almost tossed over from his boar.
Yeah.
The orc, probably being more an experienced rider, at least one of them manages to hold on to the neck of his creature as it tries to buck him off. The 2 of them, and the second one kind of does the same. One does get tumbled off though, and is thrown clear from his mount. So you manage to intimidate, and all the horses are at least not listening to their riders for the moment. But what would you like to do now that you've kind of intimidated them?
Okay. Well, since I'm already in the squabble, I'm just getting ready to squabble. So, time to use the versatile bow staff and start whacking the crap out of them.
Okay. So, who are you gonna try to go after first? Because right now there's a rider who's unfortunately landed, for the most part, and is prone. And then there's 2 other riders. There's 3 other riders. Obviously, the 2 orcs and the 1 goblin. Who are you going after?
Going after the weak link on the ground.
The orc? Okay, gotcha. All right. I'll say you move up relatively quickly after spooking their charge. Go ahead and roll me an attack. That is a miss. Unfortunately, as you kind of go to whack and give the strongest hit on this creature's back, one of the one of the orcs manages to kind of interpose his steed in front of you that is still panicking. Unfortunately, you don't manage to land your hit in the time that you took.
Damn it!
I'll say after that, that would be action. I'll say after that, the orcs are now getting their spears, and they are now they are attempting to stab you down. The 2 that have gotten up, they're gonna go ahead and try to take 2 attacks from you. I'm gonna just use the javelins for the sake of this. So 1 does hit, the other one unfortunately misses as you manage to kind of dodge out of the way. I'll roll the damage for this one. That will be. Why are you counting that? No. Okay, 8 damage. So you unfortunately take piercing damage as he manages to stab into you, into your stomach, and pushes you back as you're now slowly but surely starting to get surrounded. And the other orc who was tumbled off his horse is now not joining the fray, but trying to calm down his horse so that way he could kind of keep it from running away. So you're at the moment just dealing with the 2 orcs and their mounts, and the goblin is kind of unfortunately kind of blocked off, funny enough, by the 2 horses, so he can't really get easily at you. What would you like to do at the moment?
I'm going to continue to strike with the versatile bow.
Okay, who are you striking at?
All right, I'll strike at one of the orcs, particularly the one that tried to impale me on the stick.
Okay, the one that hit you. Yeah, go ahead and roll me an attack then. All right, 21 does in fact hit. Go ahead and roll me damage on that.
All right.
7 damage. So you manage to just whack him across the neck. He goes "Ugh!" as you impact heavily against it. Give me a second while I mark damage down right now, real quick. He got hurt pretty bad with that, and he. Give me a second. So.
Yeah.
All right. And is there anything else you'd like to do?
I'm going to try and strike the other one.
Okay, so you're gonna try to activate a flurry of blows here using one of your key points.
Yes.
All right. Go ahead and take off a key point off your thing. Go ahead and make me 2 unarmed strikes, please.
All right.
Because I'm assuming that's using your bonus action.
Yeah. 2 unarmed strikes. That's 1.
Nice.
That's 2.
Okay. The first one will hit, the second one not so much. But after you kind of crack the one over across the neck, you immediately send a kick in the other creature's direction, followed by an immediate uppercut. The uppercut misses. Go ahead and roll me damage on one of those.
All right.
The kick to the midriff does impact against the orc's stomach, but unfortunately they are very hardy creatures as you dig your heel into it. And he does double over for a moment before kind of righting himself up. It's so
a Liu Kang bicycle kick was not enough.
unfortunately not for him. He has too much health at the moment. So that's 3 damage. I'm gonna mark that as well.
But the other one got an uppercut with the Shoryuken. Got it.
So Shoryuken. All right. At this point, the goblin is managing to kind of make his way around the around the horses at the moment, and he is actually moving to what looks like cut off your escape. And he does appear to be he's not actively attacking at the moment. You can see clearly the goblin's just laughing in derision at the individual that's being accosted by his 2 orc allies. So he doesn't do anything. The other orc is too busy just dealing with the fact that his horse is losing his mind. So you only have to deal with these 2 orcs in front of you by the looks of things. They will unfortunately start grabbing their javelins and their spears, I should say, and poking and prodding at you. So that is a 24 to hit, and I'm pretty sure the 12 misses. So I'm gonna go ahead and that is another 8 piercing damage, unfortunately, as he just finds a weakness in your defense and manages kind of drive his point straight up into your sternum. But thankfully, you're a very tough individual, and you're still standing on your 2 feet.
Mental note: time to invest in some armor.
Probably. So, with that in mind, what would you like to do? It is now technically your turn again.
Okay.
And by the way, at this point, it might take another turn or 2 for Grimmery, who is still flying, and you can see the bottle just floating in the air. Like I said, you don't see Grimmery, but you do see she might be clearly carrying, that small flask of whatever floating in your direction, and it might arrive within the next 8 to 12 seconds, somewhere around there.
Okay. If Grimmery is within 10 seconds of my range too, and I'm assuming the goblins are the goblin and the orcs are too close to me. They're up close and personal. Yes.
The goblin is not so much. He's like about he made his way around. He's about 15 feet away, but in the direction that you were running, he's essentially cutting off you trying to escape in that hopeful get out of the way area. You know what I mean? He's physically blocking that, or at least
All right.
in the But the Grimray is like coming off from the side, so you don't thankfully have to run past the goblin to get to the to close the gap with Grimray if that's what you're trying to do.
All right. Oh, this is a tough one. I also don't want to risk Grimry's safety too.
Well, yeah.
No, thank you.
Well, since they already see me and I'm already fighting for my life, I'll just tell Grimry, get out of here.
Grimray!
So you're telling Grimry to get out of here.
Yes. I'm telling Grimry to get out of here, and I'm going to continue with it with an unarmed strike to one of them.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me. Are you hitting the one you already hit previously? Or I mean, I guess you hit both of them. So I guess you're probably going after the one who seems more wounded.
Yes.
All right. Go ahead and roll me an attack then. That is unfortunately a miss.
Damn it.
And would you like to do anything else?
And one more strike. Other strike with the versatile bow staff.
Oh. Well, wait. Why do you... Okay. Wait. Okay, gotcha. Oh, I mean, you have to spend a key point, but remember, you did an unarmed strike just there. Were you intending to hit with the versatile bow staff instead?
Yeah, I'll use the unarmed strike again. Yes.
Okay. So as a bonus action, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Alright. Go ahead and roll me damage, because that does hit.
God damn.
5.
5. So you punch him square across the jaw. His jaw clearly looks like it's just barely hanging on by whatever sinews underneath his skin. He is clearly hurt. And like he is in genuine pain as tears like well up painfully behind his eyes, and he looks mad, but close to death. So at least there's that.
Good.
Anything else?
I want to do an unarmed strike to the nuts.
Okay. So obviously, you probably spend a key point if you're making 3 attacks in this turn, right?
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead and mark off a key point, and you may make another unarmed strike. But typically, when you make an attack, you usually call out that you're going to be making a flurry of blows as part of the attack action. So that way I know you're making 3 attacks in a round, okay?
Got it.
Okay. Unfortunately, that unarmed strike is in fact a miss.
Damn it.
Alright. So, you've flurried. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Just survive, hopefully.
Okay. If I may ask, Rezulea, Grimry, are you going? I'm just wondering because this is one thing that's never really super clear about familiars. When it comes to your familiar, how much control do you exert over it? Like, I know there's ways to like look through their sights and their visions and kind of like control the character, so to speak, because you do have a telepathic link to him. He's pretty far out though, but you did give him an order to drop off the potion to him, right?
Yeah.
And he is your familiar, and Arvad's still kind of new. Sorry, I'm thinking because I'm wondering if he would listen to Arvad in the first place or not. That's the real question I'm trying to think here. And remember, Grimry's invisible. I'm gonna say this again. You only see, to everybody in intents and purposes, you all can only see a potion literally flying in the direction of Arvad.
Could I possibly give you something to think about?
Yeah, please.
If she hasn't already given Gimri an express order to follow any of the party members, technically only follows her orders. I think because considering it's there for familiar, so no one else has any right to give it orders unless it's to save its owner. I say owner in any way, or the action would lead to saving the pact holder.
Yeah. All right. I'll say this. Arvad has spent enough time with Grimry that, or at least with Rezulea, that there's a quote-unquote small connection. But because it's so small, if you really want, you could technically wave out Grimry, but I'm not gonna lie, this is gonna be a hard roll for you if you choose to do that. So, if Arvad, if you're really trying to get Grimry to leave you, I need you to roll me a persuasion check at disadvantage, and I'm not gonna lie, the DC is high.
Grimmy Chan, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You are getting help, whether you like it or not. Maybe we'll see, but it does depend.
I
Stand
don't
still.
trust.
You are being helped.
Do not resist.
You're not helping. Because I'm concerned. I'm concerned for this. Even though this familiar is not mine, I'm concerned for its well-being. And I'm also considering how Rezulea would feel. She would be devastated if Grimry got hurt.
All you gotta
Sorry,
do is
I'm
take
just-
a potion, man.
I'm now picturing a bird flapping in your face, trying to force you to drink a potion.
Just try to force it down his throat.
Take it.
Need medicine. I'm fine.
So, are you gonna try to really wave off Grimry or no?
Okay. I need to ask. How durable is Grimry?
Not very.
Or adaptable? How adaptable is he?
I mean, they're invisible, so pretty
Okay,
adaptable, I'd say.
Okay, then I'm not. Then I won't roll then.
Okay. All right. So Grimry's actually gonna probably come in on the next turn. Unfortunately, that still gives these two orcs the ability, and the third orc has managed to reach the ability to kind of calm their creature, but they do spend their turn kind of getting back onto the horse and moving to flank you from the left. Essentially, at this point, they are trying to surround you. The orcs in front of you, though, are especially this one, the one who you punched the jaw of, and now has a hanging jaw from, where he is. Essentially, you clearly knocked his jaw off his bone, so he's not happy. He's gonna make an attack, but due to the pain, he unfortunately misses. His companion is also gonna miss, as they unfortunately kind of get in each other's way, trying to aggressively, put you down.
He's mine. Oh, he's mine.
Yeah.
I just take one step back. Come on.
Yeah, pretty much. Just take one step back. At this point, Grimry, or at least the invisible potion, I should say, is definitely within reach if you decide to walk in that general direction, Arvad. What do you want to do, though?
I'm grabbing the potion and taking the stealth approach.
Okay, so you immediately kind of start booking it. I will say they will get attacks of opportunity unless you disengage.
I'm disengaging then.
Okay, cool. So you'll take a disengage. You immediately kind of flip back, pushing their spears out of their hands as they try to swipe at you. You begin to make your way in the direction of what appears to be a floating potion, just waving casually in the air in front of you. You immediately kind of grab it, and I'm guessing you're gonna drink it, right?
Yes.
So you pop it open, taking the cork out, and you just putting it into your mouth. And as soon as you're finished, and you just kind of smash the what was once the glass flask into the ground, shattering it, the creatures, the orcs and the goblins begin to kind of start to charge in your direction, only to find nothing as you, from the tips of your toes to now the top of your head, you immediately fade into the background, and light seems to kind of go through you completely. You are, in fact, invisible.
All right. For how long does the invisibility last?
Let me pull up the item real quick. It is a standard potion of invisibility. Give me a second. I mean, roll me an Arcana check because this might not be something Arvad might know.
An Arcana?
Yeah, an Arcana.
Fool.
You have
Oh,
no
lordy.
idea.
Aw.
You knew this potion would make you invisible, and you are in fact that. Past that, no fucking clue.
All right then. Might as well use it. Is it since I'm still invisible? This is time to make Kevin Bacon and Carter Slate a proud. I'm being the Hollow Man.
Oh,
All right. So since I'm invisible, I'm going to charge it. I'm going to charge in silently and go in for a bow staff attack.
Oh my god. Alright, cool. Alright, go ahead and make me the attack roll at advantage, please.
oh.
Nice.
Okay, that does in fact hit. I'm guessing you're going after the one you kind of like hurt really badly then?
Yes, I'm going to give him a full extension of his dental plan.
Okay, go ahead and roll me damage.
This is beautiful.
So you crack him
Nice, yeah.
across the top of his head, and you can feel like something gave way underneath your strike, and he goes, and he topples off immediately from his mount, falling to the ground dead. You take a moment of self-congratulatory, jubilation, until you realize that you can now officially see yourself as the magic that was once part of the potion of invisibility begins to fucking fade, and you are now 100% visible again.
I'm like,
Yeah.
well, it was fun while it lasted. Who's next?
All right. Hey,
From
would
the
you
top
like
of
to
the
do?
hill, you hear a fist, a palm slapping forehead, like
Just an echo of it.
very audible.
Dismiss Grimmery.
Okay. So yeah, Grimmery's just shaking their head. At this point, I'm guessing Grimmery's probably invisibly making their way back home, Rezulea.
Hmm.
All right. So you still have
So funny.
two orcs to deal with and a goblin. You killed one of their compatriots. What else are you gonna do?
I'm going for another bow. I'm going for another bow staff attack to one of the orcs.
Unfortunately, you already used your action to make one bow staff attack. You can only spend another key point to try to make 2 unarmed strikes if you're trying to do that.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm gonna go for an unarmed strike then.
All right, so make me 2 unarmed strikes and mark off a key point, please.
All right, 1 key point off. That's 1,
Oh,
and that's 2.
I'm pretty sure the second one hits. Let me check the AC real quick of them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. I closed their sheets because I thought, oh, he drank the potion, he's invisible, he'll probably get out of here. Nope, he's like surprise attack. I'm like, okay.
No. I've gotten 1 strike. I took a spear to the knee. 1 to my sternum, and 1 to scratch my chest. This is personal. Somebody is going to die.
Okay, so this first one actually also does hit. So let's see. Go ahead and roll me damage on the first one, because I'm guessing you're attacking the other that's pretty close by to you.
Yes.
All right. That is a maximum of 4 damage. Cool, I'll mark that. He is still, unfortunately, standing, but he is looking pretty worse for wear as you've hit him already previously. Go ahead and roll me more damage because I'm assuming you're launching your 3rd attack on this guy. Alright, 3. Alright, I'll mark that. Let me make sure. Is he in fact dead? Nope, he is not. He is not looking good, though. He is looking at 3-ish Boromir arrows. He's pretty close. So, after you kind of punch him twice and feel quite a few bones break underneath your impacts of his chest, he's still standing and he's looking. angrily at you, and it looks like he's gonna make a swing back at you with his spear. I'm guessing an 8 misses, huh?
Yes.
Seeing his compatriot fall and his other compatriot getting accosted, the other orc is gonna move in with his now mounted horse, and he's gonna go ahead and try to poke you. Unfortunately, missing completely as well. And then finally, but certainly but not least, seeing no longer wounded animal, or at least the cornered tiger at this moment, the goblin is actually going to pull out his bow, and he's going to actually take a shot at you from the safety of his 15 feet away from his boar. Give me a second, let me pull up the goblin again. Short bow. That would be a 13, which I'm also... you managed to just kind of like duck underneath it as it kind of like whizzes past you, almost impacting, but unfortunately impacting or flying away. So you're safe. Arvad, it is in fact technically your turn again. What would you like to do?
I'm going for an unarmed strike. Against the little midget.
Are you using your bow staff first, or are you planning to flurry, or what were you thinking?
Buster, no.
How close? Yeah, you said he's 15 feet, right?
The goblin's 15 feet away, but the two orcs are like immediately kind of in front of you, trying to like surround you.
Okay, I'll be like, I'll save you for later, you little rascal. Then I'm going for the wounded orc with an unarmed strike.
You mean with your bow staff, or I mean, are you trying to lead with your bow staff, or are you just straight up unarming everything?
Unarming. I'm just like, come get these hands.
All right, fair enough. Go ahead and roll me attacks. Roll me an attack with your unarmed strike. That is a hit. You may in fact roll damage. That is 4. He's close to 4 Boromir arrows. You have no idea. It looks like a stiff breeze could probably kill him at this point.
Okay, then I just walk. After punching him, I just give him one look and just blow him in the face, is hoping that he falls down.
I mean, he doesn't. You blow in his face. He's like, you know, like so confused why you're doing that.
Usually that works.
He's just so confused. All right. So, anything else, Arvad?
I'm going for that same orc. I'm going for another unarmed strike.
All right, go ahead and roll me an attack then with your bonus action. And unfortunately, it's a miss. As cool as that nat 20 would have been nice to have.
Dang it!
Yep. All right. Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right. Once again, the second verse, same as the first. These two orcs are going to try to continue to cut you down with their. What the hell? Give me a second. Sorry. All right, there we go. A 13 does unfortunately miss, and that, man, it's now a wet noodle contest as they are trying their best to kill you, but you are just too fast, dodging and bobbing and weaving in and out of their strikes. The goblin will once again reload and fire another arrow in your direction, Arvad. That is a 20, a dirty 20. I'm guessing that hits.
Ow.
Okay, well, let's roll damage. 6 piercing damage. Do you want to use your reaction to deflect it?
Yes.
Alright, go ahead and let me see. I'm trying to remember what your minimum is, because your dex mod is 3, right?
Yeah.
And then you're a level 3 monk.
Yes.
So technically, you reduce the damage without even necessarily having to roll to 0 already. You just catch the arrow completely out of the air from striking you in the neck. The real question is, do you want to launch it?
No, I'm just gonna. I just break it in front of the goblin, just saying like, This is what your attack means to me.
I'll say go ahead and roll me an intimidate check. Let's see. He just grimaces. You don't feel he speaks common, unfortunately, as you know you said that, and he just looks at you confused as he's already kind of trying to knock in another arrow. Arvad, it's your turn again. You caught an arrow, broke it in front of him, trying to intimidate, but the goblin probably didn't understand common.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go for an unarmed strike for the one that is still weakened.
Go ahead and roll me an attack.
All right.
Rolling.
Damn it!
Oh my
Unfortunately,
God.
natural
Your
natural one
luck.
is a miss.
I think the dice in roll 20 just despised me.
Maybe. So, what else would you like to do?
How far is it? Is Mathilda still on the way, or am I still fighting on my own?
I mean, you don't see any
It's
reinforcements.
5,000 feet.
All right.
Like I can do
And
like
then-
100 and no, like 80 in one turn.
All right.
No.
How far is the foxhole from where I am?
Several thousand feet.
Okay. You know what? I'm going
Wait.
for an. I'm going.
You're
Wait, what were you
never
gonna say?
going on your own again.
Well, you forget there's deep rooted pain in under this monk. But I did.
Love this.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going. Next time we're going to just beat him up for being like, "We could have used you. Look at how many battle scars I've garnered."
So, Nomad.
Oh,
Or
God.
sorry, Arvad. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I'm gonna go for one last unarmed strike, and then call it a day. And then call it.
Okay, go ahead. Roll me an attack. A
That's
16
not bad.
does hit. Don't bother rolling damage because you.
Yeah.
I mean, essentially, you just punch him and you cave in his sternum as you land one blow right there, dead center, and he also begins to kind of topple over from his horse. At this point, after seeing the compatriot fall, the one remaining orc and the one goblin begin to kind of trot away on their horse and boar respectively and begin to kind of head back to camp. What would you like to do?
I'm just standing my ground too, and thinking to myself, I can still fight, but if I allow them to, if I allow them to go, they'll just go and talk to their compatriots of what happened. But if I kill them now too, they'll still raise suspicion. I'm going for a fury of blows on both of them.
You get well. I'll say this. Because the orc, the other one, the one that was close by and accosting you, he's the only one you could try to beat down because he is actively leaving your threatened square.
Yeah.
He is not disengaging, but unfortunately for the goblin, I said he was 15 feet away. There's no way you could threaten him without
moving.
But the point being, they are now leaving. So I'll say this: you can make an attack on the orc if you want.
Okay, then.
You cannot flurry of blows him because this is him leaving, and this is technically his turn. So you could just make one strike at him and try to stop him if you want.
All right.
Uh, 14 does hit, but keep in mind, I don't think this orc has taken any damage, so, I don't think there's any amount of damage you could do to him before he unfortunately starts making his way and leaving your vicinity. But go ahead and roll me damage regardless.
Right.
All right, 3. So you do hit him pretty much in the side. You can feel something burst in him as you hit him really hard in where you could assume to be his kidney, and he does begin to kind of ride off.
Oof.
That made me gag a little.
Sorry.
It's okay.
And
Arvad, you're technically, they're still within your sight range of About they probably managed to make it all of like 60, 70 feet because they are like pushing their animals to the limit. They're putting you to the dust.
And then I'm just screaming at the top of my lungs.
Oh no.
You scream. They don't appear to do anything. So as of this moment, for now, combat's over as they are rushing back clearly to camp.
All right, and I am just going to sit. I am just going to take a sit down and possibly a nap as I fall to the ground. Good.
You are you really gonna nap here? I need to be sure because I need you to tell me.
No, I'm just gonna lie down and I'm just gonna lie down, and then just as I'm just reflecting on the absolute amount of pain I am in from being stabbed, scratched, partially impaled.
Hang on. How hurt are you?
Let's see. I got impaled on the side, stabbed in the leg. One of the edges of the spears also cut me in the chest. So, I would say
In terms of like damage points.
Let's see. Hit points is down by 16. Let's see. 1, 5, 6, 5. So about.
It turns out he's dead. Oh no.
Oh, little did I know I forgot I completely died.
Yes, it would appear that I have been impaled, and now I will be descending into the afterlife for my next reincarnation. Goodbye.
God. I am now the dead.
Yeah, I should have.
Okay. Hex, I guess
Well,
it's fair to say that after a while, something blocks the sun on his face. And it's just me on bacon. So going like, he just had to go alone, huh?
I regret, if it's any consolation, I regret my decision immensely. Ow.
I step off bacon and I help him, like kind of how you rage, and you take women, you lay them over the saddle.
You just put Arvad over
do
the
that
saddle.
with him. Yeah.
Gotcha, like he's game.
Let's go back.
All right. So right around the time when you do actually begin to you put him over the saddle, you do see what appears to be. Sorry, I'm hearing myself in. I'm watching your stream, and give me a second. Let me. Anyway, sorry, I was hearing myself echoing, and that was very weird. Anyways, I was gonna say, after you saddle him over your bacon mount, you do see what looks like to be dust being kicked up from what might be a fairly large party heading in your general direction. So you probably don't want to wait around here, I'll say, Matt or Mathilda.
I kick bacon in the sides, as you know you do with like a horse and stuff. It's like it's just like grunting, and I call out for Grimry, hoping he's still nearby.
Oh, Grimry definitely is not nearby. Grimry booked it immediately, as quickly as possible, back to
I think he was snapped back, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I hoof it back, literally, as fast as bacon can go, and pray, like hoping, to the ancestors that they're working on defenses.
Oh, we're not.
We're doomed.
God, no.
We are literally watching all this with popcorn in hand.
I'll
doing
explain
cockroach
why. I'll explain why. We are in an open plain, like field. There's hills and whatnot, but their approach, as soon as they get here, they're going to see giant holes and pitfalls. And we have nothing to cover them because the vegetation, as was mentioned earlier, is very sparse around here.
You don't. No, that's not.
Not. Let me clarify just for this. So it's sparser closer to the camp. The reason
Okay.
you can assume is because it looks like, at least from when I'm gonna assume Arvad's gonna mention this, but essentially because the camp is there and they wanted to, cut down the chance for anything approaching them without them noticing. So you could see that a lot of it's been cleared out from around the camp, but that's why you guys are technically, and why I've described this, you guys are about a mile, about 2 miles away from the camp itself, because that's where you guys are feasibly actually able to maintain being hidden without me forcing you guys to roll again, mechanically speaking. Because you guys are still using your previous stealth check, as far as I'm concerned, to maintain your secrecy and keep overwatch over the camp. And that's why I kind of asked what Arvad was trying to do and why I asked him to roll again, because as he approached, he was trying to, stealth into the camp, or as close to the camp as he could possibly get, before unfortunately he was discovered.
Fair. Okay. So our area, and then that we are setting in, is more like, how do you say, the edge of a forest, would you say?
I wouldn't say the edge of a forest. I would say it's still plains. It's tall grass and bushes here and there, occasional trees as well. It's more of wilderness, typical
rugged
plains
terrain.
wilderness. Yeah,
Open
there-
field.
well, open field with tall grass here and there, and like I said, bushes where you guys could
Some
feasibly
sort of,
hide nearby.
Yeah, like some sort of type of savanna or dry, arid region.
So would we be able to have a how you say funnel like area?
Yeah,
Like hot
a
gate
staging camp.
situation.
You guys could definitely have a staging camp here, as long as you guys don't light a fire or, I don't know, have Bacon stand up, because unfortunately Bacon is kind of a tall mount, so he has to, if you're trying to keep Bacon hidden as you were, he kind of needs to sit down. So point being, don't do anything that would cause a lot of noise or cause a lot of attention, and you guys could feasibly stay here momentarily. And I'm going to say that... What?
Sorry, are they still coming over the following? We can see them still following.
You could see from because this is all going on at the same time. You see Mathilda right now riding as quickly as her mount could take her away from the area. But you guys have a decent enough vantage point where you can see that. And also, during this time, you could see what appears to be the rest of the camp. Maybe not the whole entire thing, because you do see some sentinels and other guards still posted up next to these spikes that are in front of the encampment, but it looks like a majority of it seems to be now moving in the general vicinity of where the fighting did occur.
Okay, fuck. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna tap on the others in the foxhole with me. Say, okay, I have sort of an idea. Let's see if we can put it to use. I'm going to ask, well, actually, I have some rope in my bag. My pack. I'm going to find, like, I'm looking for an area where there's a funnel, like, in the trees, basically. Where it's a wide enough area, but if you try and... You have to be funneled into it, basically. Sorry, I know it doesn't...
Yeah, no, essentially you're looking for what I'm understanding it is, you're looking for a...
choke point.
Choke point, there we go. Yeah.
And... Yeah.
I'm gonna give you some very unfortunate news. The trees here, it's not a forest. It is you do see occasional trees, but nothing like where two pieces of vegetation or two pieces of plant life or anything are that close where they could just immediately form a choke point like you're looking for, unfortunately.
So, would I be able to find some set of trees at least?
Oh yeah.
We're at least 50 feet, at least, let's say 40 or so feet apart.
Oh yeah, where you guys are camped, there's two trees that are like within 20 feet worth of distance to each other. So,
okay, I'm gonna ask for the opinion of the group. So there's tall grass here. There's sort of trees, anchor points. What if we were able to make them follow a distraction, or put a target out there. Have them charge through the tall grass, and because they're on mounts, they probably won't see this rope. A tripwire, essentially.
Oh, that's very clever.
Well, okay,
And
so
once
what
it-
exactly is the trap?
Ah, shit! When did you get here?
We've just been here for the last 2 minutes. Don't worry, please. Don't stop on my account. Continue while I wreath in pain.
Do you
The
need
grass
me
is-
to ask your everyone's on
Wait,
you?
we're back
Mhm.
yet?
No,
Back
you guys,
already?
you two will still take some time to get back. I'm gonna
Yeah.
let them kind of go about their business. What were you gonna say there, Dusk?
So, there's very little in the way of resources that we can use around here. The best I can come up with right now is having their cavalry charge into this area, following, let's say, a damsel in distress, waving their arms about, get their attention. They charge in, and their horses or hog trip. This is a trip that Ma used to tell for corralling animals, and so if they run into it, they'll trip over, they'll all fall prone, and at that point we jump up from either side from the tall grass and ambush them. That's all I've got.
It's a plan, at least. Who would be our bait? So, I mean,
I
Matilda isn't much of a damsel.
Who is
I mean, they are
out
following
of all
me.
of us?
Who
Who can pop up in places and disappear in places when they feel
Oh,
they're
okay, I see.
in trouble?
I want to clarify something, by the way. They're not
Oh, there.
directly following you,
Oh, okay.
Matilda. They are the procession of enemies that seem to be kind of coming out of the encampment appear to be going in the general direction of where the fighting had occurred. As of this moment, I'll say no one has seen you pick up Nomad. Well, other than the group up the group that was initially kind of like seeing this all kind of play out, including you, by the way, before you decided to head out. They saw you on your way, and they could clearly see the dust cloud of, what appears to be a war party making their way of where the fighting
Yeah.
happened. But otherwise, they're not beelining towards you, chasing you down as of this moment. You appear to be, at least for the moment, in the clear of pursuit. How long that lasts, I mean, I can't tell you.
Yeah, I'm still hauling ass, so you better get ready.
Well, we've got a plan,
Oh,
a basic plan. If you get back, we will explain it to you. It will then involve us having to, I guess, get their attention.
mhm.
So,
Well, yes.
once it's all set up.
Okay, so
Unless anyone
I
else
guess.
has any other ideas.
Yeah, but are you doing any prep work yet?
We're in the process of setting up the tripwires, at the very least.
Cool.
So-
Okay then.
For this, I'll say it does take you probably 10 minutes, so you make it back all the way to where you had left your party members, Matilda. So in that time, it's not that difficult to kind of set up what you were thinking of, Dusk. You do that within like 6 or 7 minutes. I would say, setting up one end of the rope to the other, 20 feet across from one tree to the other. And I mean, so are you guys just setting up the rope, or what else were you guys doing? I just want to make sure that's what was being done.
Could I ask one of the others who isn't helping me out with this to see if you can determine numbers?
I'll go ahead and try to do that. I'm no good at this, the war party things.
Well, I mean, if you're just merely observing and doing counting, I'll say it's a perception check.
All right. Let's go.
13.
With that 13, if you're just trying to determine the war party that was, heading in the direction of where Arvad might have, Arvad was, I would say you could probably clearly see 12 to 15 individuals. Half of them probably riding on mounts of some sort, and the other half just kind of like trailing behind. They are trying to stay in relative cohesion, so though they are moving on mounts, they are not trying to separate from their foot soldiers essentially on foot. So point being, they are relatively close to each other. It doesn't appear like they are losing each other too much, but they do arrive at this point to where the fighting had once occurred with Arvad. You don't know how long they'll be there for.
Okay, I pretty much just.
Oh, wait,
relayed.
numbers. Sorry, I forgot to give you the numbers. Like 15 total. Half of it on mounts. Yeah.
All right. So
And
I
there's
told
still
us-
there's still people clearly at camp. Just FYI.
Okay.
It sounds
That's-
doable.
That's fine if we thin the numbers out. I need to get the opinion of our other party members when they get back, if they can.
I mean, Seth, you can cast
They do.
Fireball, yeah?
What do you think I am?
Fireball.
Oh, God. I cast Murder of Crows. You should ask
I cast
Ekram
murder.
Falk to
Just
teach
murder.
you that. Oh, you cast Murder?
Just
Yes.
murder. It's a very effective spell. Quite
So
unbreakable.
Oh, God.
you feel fairly confident in your trap. Would you mind rolling me a sleight of hand, by the way? Just because I am curious how effective this trap will be.
Cool. Sleight of hand.
Oh, 14,
Okay.
yeah.
You feel very confident. You tug on the rope. It seems to be relatively solid enough to kind of like stop whatever at least the equivalent of your kneecaps worth of height, maybe a little bit higher. If you could somehow manage to make them come through between the two trees of the tree line, the small one that you have, you feel certain that whatever might be riding will quickly become dismounted.
Well, there you go.
Knowing the composition of our group, because I know
Oh,
I'm
that's it.
sort of frontlined.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, so strength-wise, I think all of us are frontline except. Are you a frontline fighter?
I mean,
Glitter?
I'm a fighter cavalier. Arvad
better
is,
upranged.
You're
sorry about
ranged. Sorry, Glitter was.
like she's
so
a
you were
she's a
ranged?
warlock.
If that's the case, I suggest you take the damsel position, which would be further away from the traps, sort of not up close and personal in the fight.
Okay. I will do.
Sort of just act panicked,
And
attract
that
their
won't be
attention.
too hard.
Oh, heavens. I am a lowly virgin, and my husband-to-be, he's nowhere to be seen. Who shall help me from this predicament?
Is this supposed to panic me?
Yeah.
Oh my.
I'm gonna need a
Oh.
performance check to see if that even works.
I don't know. I don't know. I think if they see any damsel within their vicinity, they'll either do one or two things: either invoke feelings of anger or excitement, or both.
That's putting it mildly.
Would
Yeah.
the other members of the group have joined us at this point?
Yeah. At this point, after you've kind of checked and rechecked your trap, and you feel, like I said, 100% confident with it, you immediately get up and you go to join. Rezulea, who's at the moment watching over the camp, gives you that information, And at this point, Mathilda, with Arvad riding side saddle for the most part, or I should say over saddle, arrive to regroup with the rest of you.
How
Uh,
badly?
how goes
How
how goes the
bad
taps?
We got something going.
Good. Arvat needs some healing.
Yeah, I was about to ask.
Alright, I guess. Go to my spells.
Who
That's
is
not
Foster?
one.
Is he still in the earth?
He is somewhere around here.
What do you mean somewhere? Ow.
Oh,
Sorry,
damn.
quick. So,
There you go.
Get
Ah,
back
happened?
10 HP.
what happened back there?
Thank you. I was attempting to stealth my way in there. The grass was shorter than I anticipated. I got caught by the gremlins. I tried to back away slowly and peacefully. They resulted in using physical force, and I retaliated as a response.
So not quite what I was asking about. I mean the glug glug.
Oh, that I used that during the fight. For a tactical assault.
Wait, you tried
Right.
to
You used
fight.
what? You used the potion?
So the idea of, stepping out of the fight after that happened didn't cross your mind.
I like to see you make rational decisions when you're fighting 3 orcs and a goblin that keeps shooting arrows at your head.
Yeah, but wouldn't the rational decision be they can't see me, I'm going to disengage?
First of all, I was in the heat of battle. Second of all, I was shot in the knee, so I was crippled.
I just hug Grim.
Even more-
Me. Oof.
Even more reason to flee with no support.
Yes,
Yeah,
Although,
even if-
I commend
all
I
for you.
commend.
Yeah,
I
I'm
commend
all for
your
you to
battle
go and
prowess
do
there.
like a scouting mission. But 5,000 feet is kind of a long way.
You forget that I traveled alone before I met you and the boy. Oh yeah, I'm pretty used to traveling long distances.
Fair enough, but I'd prefer to be able to help you. We're in this together now.
Right.
Yes.
Speaking of,
So-
what is the plan here?
My mistress seems to believe that you still have things to do on this earth. I don't have to perform burial rites for you, so be glad. I pat him on the
Your
shoulder and walk
mistress.
away.
Mistress.
I look at Rezulea. What did you do?
Really? No. Just
Well,
put my head in my hands. Oh no.
so while I was fighting for my life, you two who were flirting.
I pull out my scythe and I hold it towards Arvad. Okay, this stops here. We are.
Right. Doesn't matter.
We're
You can
friends.
explain later.
Okay.
I asked a question. I didn't suggest anything.
Put my
We
scythe
left,
away.
but there's more dust coming up. There's more of them coming.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Potentially
great.
here.
Let them come. Here's the plan, and I explain the plan again.
Okay. Oh, okay. I get you. Right. You've done this
However,
before?
No, I heard stories about this being done before.
So your plan is going on a whim of what you've heard, but not something you've practiced.
Look, I don't see how this could go any worse than what happened 20 minutes ago.
Right. Okay. Just tell me where the danger zones are. Can I pass by
I-
with bacon?
indicate the exact tree line / grass line that the line is actually hidden in. And I'll say,
Right. Okay.
well, we still need to. I suppose we need to get their attention still. Someone who can outrun their hogs, or at least keep them on a good chase to get here.
Speaking of which, by the way, because I'm assuming, so while you're discussing this plan, if I may ask, is anybody keeping quote unquote watch, or at least keeping an eye on what's going on with the?
Hey. Grimry.
Grimry is not the answer to all our problems.
Well, he's very helpful.
He is. Yeah, it's a familiar. And he can fly. He's literally a little sentry.
Is Grimry actually keeping an eye on the? And I'm asking specifically Rezulea. Did you have Grimry after you hugged him? By the way, he hugged back. Are they on watch? Are they keeping an eye on the encampment? Did you tell them to do that? I'm just curious because I need to know if somebody is paying attention to what's going on there while you guys are planning.
We're both on watch. I've got my head on a swivel, and I'm watching through his eyes. I'm watching through my eyes. I'm all kinds of watching. All
right, cool. A lot of watching. Got it. So, I need both you and Grimry. Actually, I don't really need a perception check because you guys could clearly see this. After the few minutes that it took you to like reconvene and talk to each other, and it seems they were there for a good solid like 5 minutes down there where the fight did initially occur, and it looks like the small cloud of individuals are beginning to disperse to some degree back to the camp with what appears to be 4 or 5 individuals beginning to kind of like do their best to track where the Arvad might have gone, because 5 individuals are kind of like heading off in separate directions from the rest of the larger group, who are walking back to the encampment. Give me a second while I roll something real quick. Where are they?
Are you gonna let us know they're heading back?
I was waiting until he finished.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm finished now if you want to.
Oh, okay. They're heading back to the camp, but it looks like they had some scouts out looking for Arvad.
Oh, my popularity precedes me.
Do you?
I mean, you did kill a few of them.
I only killed 2 out of 4.
Does anyone here have some sort of razzle dazzle idea? Something to attract attention?
What do you mean?
Like bright light or something?
I have the horn.
Magical? That might
That's it.
work.
Here's another idea. Why don't we have Mathilda Raleigh Bacon waving a torch?
Torch
That
in
would
broad
also
daylight.
work.
Hey, smoke signals.
Go.
But we need to do something quickly to get the group back here.
Right.
All right. How about
Well, I know where the dangers are. I'll do this.
Okay.
And I quick mount Bacon. And take the reins and like we'll try and get through this, okay?
noted?
Okay. Stay alive.
Just
I
remember
kick?
to jump the rope.
Right, okay. I kick Bacon back in the sides, and he sort of like goes into like this. You know how pigs just go from 0 to 100 in like a split second?
Yes.
It's like, "Rrr."
He
He
did
goes,
kick
jumps
Bacon.
over the rope. But yeah, because he's bigger, it's like slightly slower, but he's just full foot. He's deadly at the sprinting.
Are you
Like
saying
short
he
distance.
went full bore?
Ah!
Full wild
Yeah, he
hog
did,
on us.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But yeah, kicking the scowl and around halfway, if that's a thing, I pick up my sort of curved horn and I go, woo!
Okay, so just to make sure, you're riding down to meet them, and you're essentially going to get the attention of the not of the majority of the people from encampment, like the bigger group, right?
They're on foot, I hope.
Most of them aren't.
Most of them aren't?
Most of them. There was a small group of them that I was saying to Glitter, that I kind of veered off and started kind of looking into where the intruder might have gone. But otherwise, there's still some troops who are following on foot, but it looks like a good, probably half of this group are on mounts of some sort.
Shit. I might need to invest in some sort of steroid or for taking to
Like
be
a
a bit
mutagen?
quicker. Maybe like an equivalent for pigs, a horseshoe of the Zephyr or something. Yeah. Upon seeing someone splitting off, I turn around in a sort of a bend and go back to the place where I came from. It's almost like riding a sports bike. I need to lean into the turn.
Got it. So you are going relatively. Are you masking your approach? Because the main group might see you if you're making your way back in the general vicinity direction.
I'm trying to take whoever I can. Just blowing my horn. Ooh!
Starting the party.
Making a ruckus out of it. Yeah, starting the party.
Are you making sure they follow, or you turn immediately after blowing it?
If they're on horses, they can catch me. So I'm trying to keep a good distance so that I can jump the rope, and then shortly after, it's their turn.
Okay,
The turn
so
after, which is 6 seconds or something.
I would say when you're probably within 900 feet of the major group, because I'm assuming you're trying to get the bigger group with the horses and everything, their attention first. You blow into your horn, and you just go, and naturally, because it's a loud horn, it's not terribly difficult to get their attention. And now the big group that has left the encampment, you could see the dust trail, and they are now charging at least in your direction. And within 600 feet, you lay eyes across each other. Mathilda, you see a smattering of goblins and orcs once again on horses, and at the front of them, what appears to be a large orc with what appears to be a red twin tattooed axes across his chest, and what appears to be one of his eyes. He is clearly wearing a bandana that covers one of his eyes that you can only assume is probably either missing. He has a thick long mane of black hair, and he is charging on top of what looks like a barded horse, leading everybody in your direction. You guys lock eyes for a moment before you immediately kind of begin to, ride back to your compatriots, with a bunch of enemies in tow.
For a moment, that kind of reminded me of Morglum Neck Snapper. For Warhammer. Never mind. It's the twin axes of no.
Oh yeah, they're twin red. They're twin red axes tattooed across his chest.
Okay.
That are crossed
Cool.
on top of each other, and like I said, thick black mane, has a bandana over one of his eyes. He is leading the charge. I'll say, because we're about to
for dramatic effect, I'd like to take not make actual attacks or something, make pot shots with my longbow. just to keep their attention. Heck, I would imagine it just like pulling off like shields or get stuck in like stuff.
Fair enough.
And then like Xena just going, yeah.
I mean, it's not hard to keep their attention and keep them chasing you.
Yeah.
We'll probably begin. I'll say this. I'll probably pick this up next session around the time when they are kind of cresting the hill and they are going to be in pursuit. And we'll probably have combat next session. So everyone be prepared for that. All right.
Oh, goody.
Super. Awesome.
But as of this moment, we're going to end off on Madeline is bringing the party to you guys as she is now being chased. She manages to make it past the tree line and around it rather than necessarily jumping through it. And you all hear and feel the gallop of hooves as, creatures are making their way in your general direction, right? Chasing down the bait.
Yay!
Awesome. Yeah, it might be best if Cody were here next time to help us with this. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Plus, I have a score to settle with that goblin that tried to shoot me in the head.
Yeah. To be honest, when you said, "Oh, I want to stealth up," I'm like, "Oh yeah, we're like maybe like, I don't know, like a couple 100 feet away, or like 100 feet away." And then all of a sudden it's like, "Oh, a couple miles. Oh." I would have fucking stopped you with that. If I do that.
Yeah, sometimes details get lost in the, even in the descriptions. Yeah. I did mention that you guys were like about 2 miles ish away from the encampment. So when he started moving in, I'm like, okay, this is when I call for the next stealth roll and see what happens. Yeah, because the next stealth roll would be him approaching the camp itself.
Things may appear further away in this mirror than
then they appear. Oh. Mental. Yeah, but I've learned something from this. Stealth. Next time I do a stealth approach, I go in with armor, or at the very least, go in with backup.
Or at the very least, drink a stealth potion.
Yeah. Yes, try and lure out an advantage or something. Go with a partner, or like say like, oh, I'm trying to like wrap my cloak around myself to break my outline, right? That's what the Highlanders used to do in the mountains. They would like typically, the kilt's like very long set of fabric, right? They would usually just toss it over themselves, and they would appear like a rock.
So, and I would like to give somebody inspiration, by the way, because not just because it was entertaining to see, but because I thought it was pretty in character and more importantly interesting. I'm gonna give inspiration to Arvad. The reason being is the fact that he drank a potion of invisibility and didn't think to use it to run away, but make an advantageous next strike was not only in character, but so damn funny to me. I'm like, you know what? I like that. So for, whenever you want, you have inspiration. Nomad, do you know what inspiration is? Or do you need me to kind of go over that with you?
Go over that for me. I think I know what it is, but just go over it just to make sure.
Okay, no worries. So, first off, on your character sheet, there's a little box called inspiration. Go ahead and check that off.
Right.
It should give you I think it was a dragon symbol for Roll20 or something or other. But what it in effect mechanically does is, for any reason at all, you don't like your roll. Like, like say I called for a stealth check and you don't like it. You just say, I'm going to use my inspiration, and you get a free reroll. Essentially, it lets you use any roll. Even if you already have advantage, like if I give you advantage for any reason, and you roll 2 rolls, and you don't like any of them, you could use your inspiration to roll again.
Oh, okay.
And if an ally is like, fuck, it happened to them, you can be like, oh, here's inspiration. You can hand them out to your friends.
Nice.
That's bardic inspiration. That's a different thing. I'm giving him DM inspiration.
DM inspiration.
Yeah, the end. Yeah,
Okay.
I know. If Chris Perkins, the official DM of the stars from Wizards of the Coast, could do that, so could we.
Would you like me to look at the rules?
Oh yeah,
Okay,
sure. I mean,
Okay,
if you
Jorgen
want a house
von
rule that you
Strangle.
can't, that's fine. I'm not a stickler for that. I'm only a stickler if you say, like, oh, no, you can't do diagonal moves. Like, what? That's a core mechanic.
Pain.
What kind of who would do that? Why would
That
they
actually
do
happened. That actually happened at
Again.
one point.
Actually, also, I want to give inspiration to another person because, to be honest, it was super clever what they did. So I'm actually going to give it to you too, Seth. You also get inspiration because, to be honest, that was pretty quick thinking on sending Grimmery to help out your ally Arvad with the potion in the way that it did. It didn't work out the way you were hoping for, but I thought that was cool.
I appreciate his assistance in my endeavor to fight against the orcs.
So, like I said, Dusk and Arvad, you both get inspiration for this session. Or, sorry, DM inspiration, I should say. Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
So, like I said, you guys can't, unfortunately, stock up on inspiration. It's not like that kind of resource. But, whenever you guys see
Only get one.
an attack roll, saving throw, or ability check you guys don't like, or you guys want to roll higher or try to roll higher, just say you're using it, and then, yeah, we'll go with the roll, okay?
Got it.
And as for, I'm reading Gaming Inspiration right now, and I don't think you could give Bardic Inspiration, but you cannot give.
Well, I won't argue with that. It's your game, so.
Yeah,
And it's
I'm
not a
just trying to
hardcore rule, so.
I do like it. I do like that it's a Chris Perkins thing, and I do like the idea. I'm just trying to decide if I want to implement it.
I love how he was in charge of writing the, oh god, which book was it? Tomb of Annihilation, which was a rewrite for Tomb of Horrors from, like, old D&D. And he wrote this entire dinosaur race mechanic thing, and it's just, in the book, it's a bunch of tables. And he ran it live with, like, some celebrities, and geeky, nerdy celebrities and whatever. And it was nothing like the thing he wrote. It was more exciting than anything. We actually played it in real life, and it was like, oh, this just sucks. This is so boring. So, like, Chris Perkins does what Chris Perkins does, I guess.
It is difficult to play this barbarian because I usually play. I'm not going to say super intelligent, relatively intelligent characters. My intelligence on this character, because he's a barbarian, isn't exactly stellar. So, coming up with a plan for the tripwire, it's a bit of a stretch, but I was hoping it's more like a. I have a little bit more wisdom
because you're only 14.
So the thing is, if I was to say I have wisdom, it would be from story-wise. I'd say I probably picked it up from someone from my past, and I can give an example if you really wanted me to.
You're young and you're a dreamer, and you're like, this
I'm
could
not that
work.
much of a
This could totally work.
I'm not that
It's
much of a
like,
dreamer. This is not an original idea, people. This is someone else's idea I'm implementing. But yeah, no, it's just a
Dragon
bit
God
difficult. Because I'm gonna keep it in. I gotta kind of keep it as what my character would actually do, which, yeah.
I mean, if Matt had a Netflix or Amazon Prime show, I would be the first to watch it. Oh, thank you.
What would you have a show on?
Me? Oh, God.
Yeah, I'm curious.
A show? I've actually been years ago. I was working on like a game design around Madeline, set in like ancient Rome and stuff. It's kind of like Assassin's Creed, but not entirely. Where Madeline is at the peak of her deviancy and whatever, and there is a ban on debauchery, coinciding with, not to spoil too much, things that are happening in a certain circle of hell, where both parties in that plane and on the real world are working together, maybe, who knows, to overthrow someone, named me. And I get sent to, in the last-ditch effort, to Earth in, like, ancient Roman times, and to rebuild. And to regain my influence and power and whatever. So that might be a good premise.
Time travel and everyone rebirth
time
sounds
travel.
fun.
Yeah, maybe. We could do like American Gods thing, but throughout the ages, maybe. It could be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Like, hey, Amazon paid me money. I'll get you a show. Give me a budget.
Yeah. If I had control of Marvel Studios, the things I would do.
I hopefully fire a bunch of people.
Oh, absolutely. Some people will go immediately.
Yeah.
Would you make She-Hulk twerk?
No. I will make her a classy lady of the law, flirtatious, but not ranchy.
Yeah.
There's a difference between sexy and then ranchy. This iteration of She-Hulk that we saw was not the former.
It is certainly a She-Hulk from a multiverse, I guess.
Yes.
That certainly
Not
was a She-Hulk.
Yes, not the
But,
She-Hulk that
yeah.
was made by John Bryan back in the late 70s to early 80s.
Oh god. I would definitely try and rescue Lord of the Rings. But,
Please.
maybe retcon
What's wrong with
everything. But,
what's wrong with Lord of the Rings?
You clearly haven't
want-
seen the Rings of Power.
There's nothing that's happened recently with Lord of the Rings. It's been a while since the movies came out.
I'm autistic, right? I'm the kind of person who wants to know where, this teapot has a particular curve in its handle. Where did that specific design come from? Like, I want to know the history. I want to know the truth. I want to know everything. If a Lord of the Rings show comes out, I want it to be so anally accurate. Like, no new stories. The Cimmerillion, do whatever you want. It's already there. Just use it.
This is how I feel. This is how I feel about Marvel and how I feel.
Oh, and Star
If it were up
Wars.
to me, I don't even want to talk about Star Wars given recent events.
Sorry.
Power of many.
Oh, stretch. Oh,
Shut the fuck up!
oh
I will come through this. I will come through this microphone and force choke you, and not in the fun way.
Hey, look, we can all
You're
agree
gonna come
that
what?
You heard me. I will
Wait,
pull.
God,
I
no.
will pull.
we all
Yeah,
agree that
continue-
we have to
continue that
find
train of thought.
the original files, including whatever copies they've made, and all hard drives of that show, and burn them. They
Yes.
never existed.
Burn them, and then of course, and of course, just send a very cryptic message to Bob Iger saying that we are watching you.
A lot
on
of
TV.
Look, a lot of people owe George Lucas an apology. Okay.
Oh,
Definitely.
Look, I was also not of like. Granted, I will admit, the only one of the prequel movies I liked was Phantom Menace, and even then, it wasn't that
really?
bad. Yeah, and honestly, it wasn't it really
When
wasn't
you're a
that
kid,
bad
it looked good. Yeah.
as a kid. I rewatched
Yeah.
it too. I was like, okay, I can see why some people had issues with it, but compared to what we got in recent Disney
Yes.
and the expanded
Darth
universe,
Maul.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, I will
was
take this
everywhere.
over whatever they got going on in the show that will not be named.
And Nomad, you might support me on this. Genndy
Mhm.
Tartakovsky. Oh, why is my mouth not
Sick.
working? Oh, now it's working.
Say again.
Made Samurai Jack, I believe.
Yes,
And
Gendy
Primal?
Garatowski.
And also a few seasons
Dexter's
of
Lab.
the animated no, Star Wars
Star Wars.
animation.
Oh yeah, the animated Clone Wars. Yes.
The silent one, yeah. Give
Yeah, there was-
Genndy,
Yeah,
Mr.
Gendy.
Tartakovsky,
Okay, yeah.
give him a budget and let him make a series or a show or like a movie. Oh, that would be so good.
Yes, please.
What is happening with
I
my
will-
mouth?
Please,
Sorry,
just
go ahead.
I will gladly give that to either Lucas or Gendy, or even the original story writers behind the Force Unleashed. Before I would give it to anyone who is currently working at Disney. Hell, I would even get if I could, I would just get John Favreau. Oh, just over the Mandalorian.
Thank you, Hex.
Mandalorian.
I don't know what you're talking
The
about.
person. Thank you for subscribing. The person who played Starkiller has
Yeah.
been in several Star Wars projects and is so knowledgeable on everything. I would love for them to run a show.
Yeah, but
Yes.
why would you hire someone who's read the source material when you can hire someone who's never even touched a book?
I
Or-
know they
or-
want to
original-
make the IP theirs. That's
Yeah.
all
Or
they
here's a
care
better
about.
idea.
I know.
Not just that. Here's also another thing. And this is something I think only a handful of speakers spoke. Are we not going to just ignore the fact that the current showrunner for the show that will not be named worked for a certain person in Hollywood who was doing some inappropriate touching?
Look, we'll
Oh,
ignore
that.
it like they
Oh.
ignored that.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, let's not. Can we please? Not, can we? Are we just going to pretend
No.
that giant ass elephant is not in the room? Like, because let's
Make a
be honest, if it
show.
was somebody else. Oof.
Yeah, I would make a show that has mammoths in them. At least.
Mammoths are cool.
Yeah, mammoths are awesome. I would pay
Anyway.
Genndy Tartakovsky to continue the Primal series, which I guess is still happening. And for Madeline to be like some sort of deity in there. That would be fucking sweet.
Or at the very least, a very super strong cave woman. Maybe something like something akin
super
to
tall.
yeah, or
Yeah.
maybe something akin to like Mytor from the old Hanna-Barbera cartoons. You know,
Tour.
yeah. So, Boomerang, when they were releasing some of their action packs with the Herculoids, Space Ghost, Johnny Quest, there was also another superhero that they had called outside of Space Ghost and Birdman. They had this super caveman called Mytor, who just used this magic club.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I was exposed.
I don't remember
okay.
that.
First off, I was exposed to a lot of like very old cartoons, and I was fortunate enough to catch some stuff too. And I have an eidetic memory, so I'm able to remember these.
Okay. I'm not finding it. You'll have to send me like a link or something.
Hold on. I'm surprised you don't know this.
Oh, might Tor. As in strong, as in strength.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, never seen it.
Huh.
Yeah. Never oh, it looks cool though.
Yeah. Basically, think of Space Ghost, but as a caveman.
Wow, and She-Ra's in there. Huh.
Well, anyways,
Yeah,
it was fun, guys.
fucking hot. Yeah,
Yes.
it was fun. Yeah.
No,
I
I
did.
enjoyed
Yeah.
seeing someone get beaten to a pulp.
Yes, because
Instead of
next time,
yourself.
because
for
next time,
once.
yes, because next time it will be your turn, and I'll be using you as a secondary weapon.
Look, okay. This trail mix bag is like halfway done. Okay, that was quite enjoyable.
Yes, enjoy that because you'll
Oh
be
my god.
because enjoy that because I will be using you to turning the other guys into mincemeat. In fact, out of curiosity, can we also the bodies of our enemies? Can we take them and turn them into food?
Technically,
Are you a lizard man?
technically.
What?
That's lizard man talk. I knew
You
one
want
of
to
those.
eat humanoids?
Well, I'm just asking out of curiosity. I don't really want to eat an orc. I'm a
It'll
monk,
make-
not a barbarian. Not a monk, not a savage barbarian.
It makes I take offense to that, first of all, and
I
second
said
of all,
I said savage, not barbarian. There's a difference between the two.
it makes sense now. He's
What?
basically two lizard men in a monk's robe. All this talk.
Yo, let's see. I don't have.
Kobolds?
Well, let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see. I do not have tail. I don't have tails, or sharp fangs, or horns. So I'd say yeah, I'm pretty normal, or at least
jeez.
as normal as I can get.
Well, I guess Hex wants to head off.
All right.
So,
Thank you again,
guys,
Hex.
Thank you.
yeah, we could
Yeah.
amble on. Thank you so much. And yeah, we'll play again next week. Tomorrow I'll be babysitting my sick baby nephew. He's got a fever.
Oh,
So I don't know if I got the alerts ready then. I'll have to look into it, like this whole stream bot thing. But I am in touch with a artist for our emojis. So
let's go.
we'll see how that goes. And yeah, I'm also in touch with Zadeki for the commissar outfit. I was told by Zyko to limit trademark on everything, so it's gonna look like it, but not really TM, you know. So we'll get it done, an interpretation of it at least. And tomorrow will be Fallout again. And if you guys really want me to continue doing like just like logistics and conveyors and stuff and just talking, we can do that. And there's other games as well. So I might consider switching, but I'd at least like to get a little bit further in Fallout, maybe even rush the main story, and then we've had it. Okay? A last thing for you guys, by the way. If you want, we can still play on the server while we're not streaming. And Zalbot, I mean.
As much as
You
I'd like
guys
to
want
join
to.
you guys, I do have stuff to do on my end.
It's fine. Just offering.
I know. I'm just sad because I won't get a chance to play with you guys.
We found
Oh.
a few cars and a few issues. But we got at least one tanker now. And one sort of like military car that we can put like cargo in. So, yay!
Yeah.
And I
Those
found a wheel
monkeys
for
are-
the forklift.
The
Well, that's
captain
good.
monkeys are hard at work trying to fix the server issues.
Yeah.
And then also,
Oh no, they've escaped. Shit.
Yeah, the
Oh,
quote unquote paid interns, quote unquote, escaped.
Hey, look, one day they will write a work of Shakespeare, okay?
Uh-huh.
Oh no.
I can already see the workers' union just seething and getting the pitchforks ready as we speak.
It's a gorilla with
They're
like a
coming.
monocle. Excuse me.
Guerrilla
sir.
warfare.
Oh no.
Just see him with a very dapper suit just come in. He's walking on, he's locking on on his two legs, just being like, "Excuse me, sir. I represent the workers' union. We've had some complaints from this establishment.
Unionize this
Uh,
nerd throws their tea into the harbor.
Oh,
Here are a few amendments to the work environment that we want to see in next quarters. Like, you want to get rid of the term monkey wrench? Yes, it is archaic and very offensive.
Look,
Say
there's
what?
there's like a 2-meter tall gorilla in my bedroom talking to me. I'm not exactly going to say no to his demands. Am I?
right.
Ah.
Less, of course, he would resort to, and shall we say, less primal forms of what's it called?
Negotiation.
Persuasion.
There we go. Yeah, negotiation or persuasion. Yes.
That's kind of what I imagined, like a beast would be like from X-Men.
Oh yeah, Hank.
But
Oh yeah, Hank.
yeah. Let's round off here.
All right.
I guess a final word. I've noticed these days, people are getting really sick. So instead of just a word of, motivation or speech, I'm just gonna say like, hey, take care of yourself, guys. Don't overdo it. There's a flu going around. Like, this weather is weird. And, gotta take care of yourself. So get enough rest, get enough hydration, and get enough food in you, okay? It's okay to take, like a bit of time off now and then. Sit down and clear your head, because if you keep working your body, if you ride your bike too hard, it's gonna break. So, just slow down once in a while. Okay?
And that includes in bed, by the way. Just FYI.
It sounds like a sex thing. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, right.
No.
where we
Anywho,
talk about the
it
sex
can
stuff?
apply on many avenues. So, be safe, guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Hopefully.